Orton Raiders for the Raw Tag Team Championships. I love these games that are being played between the two teams, but I'm more excited to see them finally step between the ropes again tonight. But who's going to walk away with the Raw Tag Team titles?
You know, I don't like all the street profit that's been getting lured into his what's going on and playing games. My brother and I are on Heat, 10-time World Tag Team Champions. No plan, no job, and just business. And I think right now, Viking Raiders got street profit in the right position. Could be the title check, yeah.
JBL, you agree?
Yeah, before Harlem Heat, they have the experience. You know, that was one of the best tag teams of all time. Look, I don't like to play dice. I don't like to play games. I think you got to go out there and fight for a championship. An impromptu match, I think that goes to athleticism. Montez Ford, to me, one of the best athletes coming to WWE in a long time, so I'm going to go with the Street Profits.
All right, well, guys, here's another matchup that we're all very excited about. So another pair of superstars are going to battle for the first time since WrestleMania, arguably two of the best to ever do it. But now with the tensions and pressure mounting to an all-time high, will this be the greatest wrestling match ever?
We enter this ring so that one day we can perform at WrestleMania, and at WrestleMania, Edge and I will toward each other in our kind of last man standing match. And although it pains me to say this, on that night, Edge was the man. But I know deep inside of my gut, without a shadow of a doubt, that Edge is not the superior wrestler. I am. If you've got the guts, Backlash, it'll be Edge versus Orton in a straight-up wrestling match. You are quite possibly the most talented person I've ever seen in wrestling. This is the life you wanted. This is the life you were handed. But you don't care. Are you kidding me? Cut it out. Are you done? Are you going to accept my challenge or what? Stop it. Shut your mouth. I accept your damn challenge.
We will see Edge versus Orton, and it's a match that many legends are saying could be the greatest wrestling match ever.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Once was great. Passion, such a dark, shot something through. There's now doubt and fear. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath. I haven't had a straight-up wrestling match, no bells and whistles for 9.5 years. This Edge has some self-doubt because he's about to face a guy in Randy Orton at Backlash who has been here for those 9.5 years and is firing on every cylinder. Every Backlash, I am going to dig to the very depths of my soul to try to
Greatest wrestling match ever here. I mean, this is an insane amount of pressure on Edge and Randy Orton. Do you think that either one of these men could possibly crack under the pressure? John?
As a Texas friend of ours says, oh, hell no. There are 24 world championships between these guys. Look at all the tag team championships, the King of the Ring, the Royal Rumbles. These guys have done it all and have risen to every single occasion. This is the biggest of their career, but they know it. But this, to me, the hype is like The Rock, Stone Cold in WrestleMania 19, or Michaels and Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, Hart and Michaels, WrestleMania 12, Flair and Steamboat back in WCW. That is what they are going against in this. And can they do it? Absolutely they can do it. I cannot wait to see this match.
So with Randy Orton having suffered the loss at WrestleMania, WrestleMania, he was the one that called out wanting to have a wrestling match. Does Randy need to walk away with the win tonight? And if he doesn't, what does he do? Where does he go? Well,
I think Randy has a lot of pressure on his shoulder, but Randy has had a lot of pressure on his shoulders pretty much his whole life. I look at the pedigree of Randy Orton, I look at the mechanic, Bob Orton, and that right there tells me a whole lot. Randy Orton, he's been in the WWE since about 2001. He's done it all. He's coming up on that 20-year mark, and when you've been in the business right at that mark, it seems like a light switch gets turned on. It seems like you know every aspect of that 20 by 20, and that's why I think Randy Orton is right now. Now, Edge won his first Intercontinental Championship back in 1999. Now, this is a guy that's been around a long time. This is a guy that's been injured, and when you get injured, it's a lot different than being hurt. And then to make that comeback, he's a little bit past that mark as well. The advantage goes to Randy Orton. We're going to see exactly what Edge has left in the tank.
yeah, JDL, what is the level of concern? I mean, yes, we saw Edge come out and have a great showing at WrestleMania, but he's been gone for 9.5 years. Does he show up as that same performer tonight?
I think odds are he probably does, but I'm not going to bet on probably. Look, I was tag teaming with Randy's dad back in Japan back in the early 90s. He told me one time, he goes, you know, this kid could really be awesome. You damn right it could be. Randy Orton has done everything that anybody dreamed that he could possibly do. So has Edge. But Booker is right. Edge has been on for 9.5 years. I'm going to go with the battle-hardened guy. I remember Shawn Michaels coming back and being better than he was before. I don't know if Edge can do that. Can Edge be as good as he's been? Absolutely. Can he do it tonight? If I'm betting money, I'm going to bet on a slight edge because of Randy Orton's battle-hardened or Randy Orton.
Okay, so Orton across the board here, both of you.
Most definitely.
All right, well, we're going to have to see how this goes. The greatest wrestling match ever. You guys ready to get into some action now?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's head on down to ringside to Tom Phillips.
Yeah, Renee, we cannot wait for Edge versus Orton later tonight. The greatest wrestling match ever. We'll find out later tonight here at Backlash. Tom Phillips alongside Byron Saxon and Samoa Joe. That's fitting. JBL will continue to sell over 96 champions.
I can't think of a better way to kick off Backlash than, have the premier title to the belt by many a great man. And I want to see the U.S. Championship tonight.
Garza, Kevin Owens, and Andrade. This is how Owens gained the upper hand.
Yeah, we were curious to see how Andrade and Angel Garza would fare, but listen, championships trump friendship. Andrade pinned his partner and friend Angel Garza to earn the opportunity to compete here tonight for the championship.
Kevin Owens robbed of the United States title opportunity because of Andrade. We'll see if Andrade can recapture the titles once held.
And you say fortune favors both of them, but Andrade has secured his opportunity.
Garza smiling way in the back.
seen you in a little while. I haven't seen you in a while either. So happy to see you again.
Side headlock here by Andrade on Apollo Crews. Kevin, you watch this match in the back here. Maybe you have to come down here to ringside to give this close a look.
While Angel Garza does not live up to his name because guess what? He's no angel. He actually acts the complete opposite. So I want to make sure he wasn't going to mess us up at all.
We've seen Angel Garza and Andrade over that matter cause some troubles. That's what leads to trying to capture the United States Championship.
Look at the submission.
Hey, that's illegal. Referee, get him.
Using the bulk of the fight outside of corner, change hands via pinfall or submission inside the ring. Now change hands on a count out or a disqualification. The advantage to Cruz tonight.
Andrade better pay attention. Look at this one.
You know, I felt that still it's no joke.
And once again, there's that effortless power that I talked about that Apollo Crews possesses.
Look at this on the ring. Won't go up. First into the steal, and now Apollo Crews reset the 10 count back out to Andrade.
I'm impressed Andrade was even up that quick after taking such a
Kevin, what have you made so far of the championship reign of Apollo Crews?
I mean, he's been very successful, and he certainly seems like a champion everybody can be proud of. And it's great to see him finally get an opportunity like that. It's been well deserved for him.
You've always been an ambitious man, though. I mean, obviously, you be out here for maybe a dual purpose, because, you know, I know you're out here looking at Apollo and watching both guys back, but at the same time, here's the cover kick. You got to wonder if, you know, you're trying to make your way to the next championship shot.
Look, I was once the face of America. I'm sure you all remember. So I would be lying if I said I would love to be the face of America once again, but, you know, for now, I'm just keeping an eye on Angel Garza. Hoping the best for him. Three times.
Face first in the middle turnbuckle. Look at that slide through on the face of Andrade.
And Tom, is probably the most dangerous aspect about Andrade, the ring awareness.
I experienced those last week as well. That's
To win the title.
that could have been it. That very well could have been it.
Andrade knows it. We've seen Andrade have some issues in the Zelina Vega, Angel Garza camp. So
Interesting dynamic going on right now, eh? Who do you think Zelina prefers? She's got to like one more than the other. That's a Joe. Like Joe right now likes one of you two more than the other.
That is true.
Yeah.
Very astute observation.
Thank you. Me?
No, that is not an issue.
shot to the chest of Andrade.
There we go. Keep it up.
Look at the chair.
Cutting in the meat grinder.
Slap him in the chest multiple times.
See the panic and the angst on the face of Zelina Vega as Apollo goes all the way to the top.
Oh, he's going higher respect level.
I was just gonna say that's dangerous, and I was correct.
And caught by Andrade along the top turnbuckle. Andrade from the top rope.
Did he get him?
No, he did not get him. Apollo's okay. Maybe he'll recover, and he did.
Goodness. In the corner. Andrade might be out.
Andrade wishes he had gotten him because if he had gotten him, that probably would have happened.
You're certainly right, but now this is a huge opportunity for Apollo Crews. That's true. Take another look at this, Andrade. Overhead belly to belly by Apollo Crews. And look at the drop into the turnbuckles for Andrade.
And just extra danger added with the placement of the turnbuckle forces him to land in the most uncompromising position.
And not to mention, it takes a toll on your ankles to snap against the top rope.
Look at Apollo Crews.
There we go, he's rolling.
And the light hair used.
11 years of sacrificing this industry.
Yo, 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 it's Backlash. And tonight in WWE's eyes, we will get the greatest wrestling match ever with the Rated R Superstar Edge and the Viper Randy Orton. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play live right here on YouTube. Currently, the kickoff show is going on as we have the United States Championship on the line. Andrade trying to recapture his United States Championship against Apollo Crews, who defeated him a few weeks back on Monday Night Raw. Zelina Vega ringside for Andrade. Kevin Owens actually came out right as the match was starting. There's Angel Garza as well. So the writing is on the wall, as thought, as talked about as well in my Backlash predictions. Be sure to go check those out. Still some time before the main card will begin at the top of the hour, 7 p.m. Eastern Time here this afternoon. Once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. Chat, questions, and comments, always greatly appreciated. I'll get to those here in a second. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links, as always, in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button. Share on social media as well. Hashtag WWE Backlash. Hashtag greatest wrestling match ever. Hashtag U.S. title as well right now for this United States Championship rematch from a few weeks back, once again on the Memorial Day episode of Monday Night Raw. So Owens came out, actually faced off against Apollo Crews a few weeks back in a United States Championship match in a losing effort. So as mentioned, writing on the wall, it seems like the direction they're moving towards is Andrade putting Apollo over once more. Angel Garza, Andrade feud nearing Kevin Owens, Apollo Crews, the United States Championship after Backlash, moving towards Extreme Rules, the next pay-per-view next month, on the road to SummerSlam before we enter the fall. There's Angel Garza now up on the ring apron. Kevin Owens on commentary, comes out of nowhere. Stunner from Kevin Owens to Angel Garza, helping out Apollo Crews, but Andrade now from behind, going to go for a DDT. Andrade wouldn't be a bad option to move up to the WWE Championship picture either, against either Drew McIntyre or Bobby Lashley, whoever wins that a little bit later on tonight. Apollo Crews going to retain his United States Championship on the Backlash kickoff show. Apollo Crews still your WWE United States Champion. So they go Owens Crews. They might have a match tomorrow night now on Raw with Owens and Garza because of what just happened, as we see a replay of this now. Garza, as Crews was pinning Andrade, Garza up on the ring apron. Kevin Owens off of commentary then at that point. A stunner allows Apollo Crews to pick up the victory. Or they could do a 2-on-1 handicap like they're doing a little bit later on tonight as well, with the WWE Universal Championship with Braun Strowman and The Miz and John Morrison. So it's going to be Owens Crews for the United States Championship, I would think, once we get there, either next month at Extreme Rules or come SummerSlam. If anyone is experiencing technical difficulties as well with the live stream this evening, please let me know in the comments below. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media once again. But before then, Owens Garza, Owens Andrade, Andrade Garza, then afterwards Owens Crews for the U.S. title. And then hopefully, depending on if they turn Kevin Owens heel or keep him the face, that's still obviously yet to be seen. Bring back the face of America, Kevin Owens, on WWE Monday Night Raw, as that was on SmackDown the first go around. Now back to Scott Stanford and Peter Rosenberg on the Backlash kickoff show, the kickoff panel. We've also seen Renee Young, Booker T, and JBL this evening as well. Now it looks like next they'll preview the Jeff Hardy Sheamus singles match. That'll be this evening as well, tonight at Backlash, as we see the video package for this now. Also tonight, as mentioned, both the WWE and Universal Championships will in fact be on the line, as the chosen one, Drew McIntyre, will defend the WWE Championship against the almighty Bobby Lashley, a rematch from TNA Slammiversary back in 2016 with Drew Galloway and Bobby Lashley. Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman as well, going on handicap match against The Miz and John Morrison. Universal Championship will in fact be on the line. Will we see The Fiend or Bray Wyatt? or The Fiend Bray Wyatt. There's different options that they could go there, different routes, of course, as usual. It could be the Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse character that we haven't seen since the Money in the Bank pay-per-view a month ago, in a losing effort as well against Strowman. Or will The Fiend return for the first time since night 2 of WrestleMania after defeating John Cena in the Firefly Funhouse match to set up a Fiend, Monster, Fiend, Black Sheep, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman match at either Extreme Rules or SummerSlam. I would think SummerSlam would be the case there. Also, another WWE rematch this evening from WrestleMania 36. That was Last Man Standing. And then tonight, in WWE's eyes, they're billing it as the greatest wrestling match ever. It'll be Edge and Randy Orton once again. Also, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, as we continue to see this video package. 2 women's matches as well, as Asuka will defend her Raw Women's Championship against Nia Jax. And then Bayley and Sasha Banks, as Bayley is currently your SmackDown Women's Champion and one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions alongside Sasha Banks. They'll defend against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, who they defeated for these titles a few weeks back on Friday Night SmackDown, and Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the Iconics. So a single Raw Women's Championship match and a triple threat Women's Tag Team Championship match, along with the United States Championship match that we just saw on the kickoff show, with Apollo Crews defeating and retaining his United States Championship over on Andrade, with Kevin Owens getting involved as thought. So Kevin Owens, Apollo Crews seems to be the direction they're moving towards, as mentioned, along with Andrade and Angel Garza. Maybe even a tag team match will come out of this. Maybe that'll be the main event of Raw tomorrow night, or sometime during the show, whether it kicks off or is the midway point. But we actually had a title change this past Friday night on Friday Night SmackDown, with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles defeating Daniel Bryan in the finals of the Intercontinental Championship tournament to become the phenomenal Intercontinental Champion, as AJ Styles is your new Intercontinental Champion. They actually also, as thought, as well as we've seen the build-up to the Raw Tag Team Championship match now this evening with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders, they added this match earlier in the afternoon, earlier today. So that'll take place this evening as well. Street Profits, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins against Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders. Now Sheamus backstage cutting a promo before the Jeff Hardy Sheamus match. We also had Christian and the Nature Boy himself, Ric Flair, weigh in on the greatest wrestling match ever, as WWE is billing it once again, even though it will not be the greatest wrestling match ever. Regardless of the time, if we're heading on into the Backlash pay-per-view tonight, as we are right now, or even afterwards. Hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it'll be great, and it'll shut everybody up, including myself. But it's just how they're billing it. It's a mistake in the making. It's for sure definitely not going to be the greatest wrestling match ever of all time. But even though Edge, Randy Orton, along with the whole Backlash pay-per-view, was pre-taped last week, the card actually as a whole is pretty good, to be honest with you. You have 2 big main event title matches, along with 2 women's championship matches, and then, you know, Edge, Randy Orton once again, and a few more tag team championship matches. So basically Backlash mid-June here, June the 14th, 2020. Thank you once again for tuning in and watching. I mean, you could say it's night Clash of Champions coming early, as Clash of Champions will be the penciled in as right now, to be determined at the moment, the September pay-per-view, the first after SummerSlam, as we'll enter the fall. And by that point, we might have another shake-up or another draft, but with obviously everything going on across the world, obviously no fans in attendance once again, 3 months now and counting. Yes, NXT superstars 6 feet apart throughout the WWE Performance Center the past few weeks, but it's still not the same. So basically just the 2 singles matches with Edge and Orton with the stipulation, or not even a stipulation, just billing it as the greatest wrestling match ever, and Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, regular singles competition as well. Basically, in my eyes right now, the number 1 contendership match for the Intercontinental Championship, winner to face AJ Styles on either SmackDown or at Extreme Rules next month. And then all the other matches are for championships. So once again, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, WWE title. Braun Strowman, Miz and Morrison, Universal title. Paul Cruz already defeated Andrade to retain his United States title. And then Asuka, Nia Jax, Raw Women's Championship, and the Triple Threat Women's Tag Team Championship match, as they'll preview that now, as well with Bayley, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, and Billie Kay, also known as the Iconics. So we'll see what happens this evening. Now, Backlash, before we'll get into another month of Raw, NXT, and SmackDown before the next pay-per-view, and that'll be Extreme Rules mid-July, about a month from now. In the meantime, as well, we very well could have another mini NXT takeover event on cable television, AEW All Elite Wrestling. We'll also have Fyter Fest on national TV as well, July the 1st and 8th, respectively. Keep an eye out for my predictions on that event, along with my live reactions, play-by-play live right here on YouTube. Let me know in the comments below what match you're most excited for this evening, along with liking, following, and subscribing on social media. As always, the links in the description below. Thank you once again for tuning in and watching my live reactions, play-by-play, WWE Backlash 2020. Hit that thumbs up button, share on social media, hashtag WWE Backlash, hashtag greatest wrestling match ever. Chat questions and comments once again here, as it is asking me to reconnect. So it seems like everything's good on my end, but as mentioned, if anyone is having problems on your end, on their end, let me know in the comments below. So I'll have to go back and look at this once this live stream is all said and done with, as this is actually the first time this is giving me trouble asking to reconnect on YouTube. So I'll also look into that and see what the problem is. But as mentioned, it seems like everything's fine for the time being, so we'll just we'll let it go and take it one thing at a time, as usual. So as mentioned, thanks once again for tuning in and watching. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Thumbs up button, share on social media, chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated. And hashtag WWE Backlash. We'll get Backlash 2020, the first Backlash in 2 years. Started here very, very shortly, 3 years ago at Backlash. That's when Jinder, as a backstage producer, now on screen once again as well, along with myself on screen once again. Hopefully in the meantime, even with it asking to reconnect, you folks can still hear me loud and clear for live reactions of WWE Backlash. So we could see the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, return as well sometime soon, as we see the highlight from WrestleMania with McIntyre defeating Brock Lesnar. McIntyre, Money in the Bank, defeated Seth frickin' Rollins, the new messiah of the WWE. Rollins in a feud with Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black, but more so Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic. That'll take place tomorrow night on Raw. So they say, at least for now. Things obviously could change. Rollins inviting Rey and his son to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, and we could very well get that in the main event of Extreme Rules. I'm thinking potentially in an Extreme Rules match. So as we see some video packages hyping up tonight's matches. WWE Backlash. We'll get the show now. Austin 316 away. It's also been, as mentioned, 3 years since Jeremy Hall won the WWE Championship against Orton. Orton against Edge tonight. Also been 22 years since the GOAT, Michael Jordan, won his 6th and final NBA championship against the Utah Jazz. 13 years for Lashley, yeah, to get a WWE Championship match on pay-per-view on the network this evening. If they put the WWE Championship on Bobby Lashley, I honestly don't know what I'll do. I don't think it's the right move, but if they feel like it is, so be it. We're coming off the tails of NXT TakeOver in your house last Sunday, 1 week ago. Now WWE Backlash this evening. MVP basically managing Bobby Lashley. Lana's still involved, but they just need to be done with her. MVP basically, you look at it, taking Leo Rush's spot as the manager of the almighty Bobby Lashley. Peter Rosenberg picking Bobby Lashley. This was actually the question of the day on Gridiron Earnings Facebook and Twitter page yesterday. Poll still up. Be sure to give a vote on that, along with the Jeff Hardy Sheamus match, Braun Strowman, Miz, and Morrison, along with the greatest wrestling match ever, as WWE's billing it. Once again, in my eyes, it's definitely not the greatest wrestling match ever. On paper, in the ring, before or after. There's been plenty of great wrestling matches in the past, and hopefully we'll get more great wrestling matches in the future, regardless of the company. But also, question of the day today, June the 14th, 2020, greatest wrestling match ever, Edge, Randy Orton, Facebook, Twitter, Gridring18. Let me know in the comments below as well, as we'll have Backlash start right now next on the WWE Network. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play by play. As always, like, follow, and subscribe on social media. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Coolhand Luke96. Thumbs up button, share on social media, hashtag WWE Backlash. Chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated. Last week, we had the WWE 24 of the limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a gun, the nature boy himself, Ric Flair. Now tonight, part 4 after Backlash, the last ride with the Phenom, the Dead Man, the Undertaker, part 5 next Sunday. Before that, mini docuseries wraps up. So hopefully everyone is staying safe amid everything going on around the world here in 2020. Thank you once again for tuning in and watching WWE Backlash live reactions, the opening credits for WWE Backlash. Then, now, WWE Forever. As mentioned, hopefully no one's having any technical difficulties. It's been asking to, on my end at least, reconnect. Never done it before. Edge accepted Orton's challenge after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view a month ago. Backlash this evening in Orlando, WWE Performance Center. No fans in attendance, NXT superstars. But Backlash was supposed to take place in Kansas City, Missouri this evening. However, amid everything going on, this is how life is now. Video package on Edge and Randy Orton. Rated RKO. Edge reportedly now injured as well, as that was leaked within the past few hours and doesn't look good, so we'll see who wins this match tonight. If that is the case, it'd be smart to have Randy Orton win. They could still very well have Edge win, but from the sounds of it at least, it seems like Edge got injured during this last man standing rematch from WrestleMania 36 night 2, now greatest wrestling match ever at Backlash, and will be on the shelf once again after just returning at the Royal Rumble back in January. Tonight, living legends Randy Orton, Edge, undisputed icons. Last Sunday in the Backlot Brawl, we had Adam Cole, the Undisputed Era, retain his NXT Championship against the Velveteen Dream. Greatest wrestling match ever. Ha ha ha. Might as well laugh all night long. Hell, I think everybody's been laughing about this since they announced it. And they'll continue to laugh about it for years to come. Greatest wrestling match ever, Edge, Randy Orton. This should be the main event. This is not live, however, this is live on the WWE Network. Backlash pre-taped last weekend. WWE Backlash in Orlando, once again at the WWE PC. NXT Superstars in the crowd. Backlash, actually the second pay-per-view I ever remember following after I started watching professional wrestling. Spring of 2007, WrestleMania 23, that April, they had Backlash. Kicking things off, it'll be Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Triple threat women's tag team championship match, trying to recapture those titles against Bayley and Sasha Banks, who defeated them on SmackDown a few weeks back. Iconics also in the match as well. They're either going to split them up tonight, split Bayley and Sasha up tonight, or split the Iconics up tonight. There's 3 different routes that they could go. You would think it's going to be Bayley, Sasha, even though they just won the titles, take the titles off of them, set up the women's tag team, or the SmackDown Women's Championship feud, moving forward with Bayley and Sasha. Writings on the wall, though, for the Iconics breaking up as well. They've teased this for quite a while. The plexiglass around the ring, in my eyes, my opinion, needs to go. It's not hockey. I get all the circumstances, but it's just not, it just doesn't go with professional wrestling. I get it, it gives it a new look here in 2020, but no, don't, they just need to stop with some of the stupidity. Yes, whoever wins this as well, thank you, Michael Cole. Whoever wins this match will defend these titles on NXT this upcoming Wednesday. So maybe Iconics win, recapture the titles, as Bayley and Sasha are now backstage getting interviewed by Kayla Braxton. Yeah, respect. Why not the greatest? You had to use best. The key word of the evening is greatest for Backlash this evening. Bayley double straps. Bayley 2 belts with Becky 2 belts as your Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion a little over a year ago now. So, my prediction for this match, during my predictions, was to take the titles off of Bayley and Sasha. Don't really care if they put them back on Alexa or Nikki or the Iconics. It sets up Bayley Sasha for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and then you hopefully move towards what they've originally stated of the Women's Tag Team Championships being defended on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown all the time. They've yet to do that. They've done it a few times, but not as much. However, whoever does win this, as mentioned, thank you, Michael Cole, once again, will in fact defend on NXT this upcoming Wednesday. If it's the Iconics, that makes the most sense. Send them back down to NXT. I mean, there's some room for them up on the main roster, but they weren't used for God knows how long until they just returned right after WrestleMania, and they've been used a few times since, but still not enough. The whole women's division as a whole, both WWE and AEW for that matter, they need to figure out what the hell they're doing. So Bayley, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, the Iconics, triple threat women's tag team championship match to kick things off tonight at Backlash. Still to come though, WWE and Universal Championship matches, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, along with Asuka, Nia Jax, and the Raw Tag Team Championship match as well with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders, along with the, once again, in WWE's eyes, as they are billing it as the greatest wrestling match ever, Edge and Randy Orton. That'll be the main event this evening. So NXT superstars in the crowd, Michael Cole, Corey Graves on commentary for this split Raw and SmackDown Women's Tag Team Championship match, but should be Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. We'll have Tom Phillips, Samoa Joe, and Byron Saxton on the call for the Raw matches, as we did for the United States Championship match on the kickoff show. So bell rings, a match underway, Backlash 2020 also underway as Peyton Royce is talking with Billie Kay. Billie Kay will start things off for the Iconics against Nikki Cross and Bayley. Nikki Cross going right after Billie Kay, also Bayley as well. So we'll see how this evening goes, and we'll see what the future holds for the world of professional wrestling. Once again, thanks for tuning in and watching.
Billie Kay still in the matchup. And a waist lock by Nikki Cross, standing switch by Banks. And tag made Bliss is legal. Oh, one big right hand from the goddess on the outside. Alexa Bliss now legal. Now a standoff in this triple threat match for the women's tag team titles. The potential for chaos in this matchup at an all-time high. Six very talented, very dangerous women. Look at Sasha Banks. Sasha has been an NXT Women's Champion, a four-time Raw Champion, two-time Tag Team Champion. The one title she's never held for. Look at this. Peyton rolling her up, shoulders down now. Bliss from behind, rolling her up. Maybe enough. Sasha Banks breaks things up. The one title Sasha has not held.
Peyton Royce with a quick roll-up on Sasha. Alexa reverses that. Quick roll-up of her own before Sasha breaks that up. So now Alexa, Peyton, and Sasha.
Right to the midsection from Peyton Royce. That snapmare takeover by Royce. Now looking for a backslide. I thought she was going for the backslide. Banks though looking to reverse.
1, 2. Nikki almost jumping off the top rope. Sasha with a big kick to the midsection of Alexa Bliss.
See a lot of temporary alliances in this. Work together when necessary.
Alexa with a cover. Peyton Royce reversing that. 1, 2. Sasha, this is a quick roll-up match and reversing that. 1, 2. All over the place. Once again, trending #1 in the good old US of A as well. Hashtag WWE Backlash. Be sure to use that hashtag when you share on social media. Now all 6 competitors in the ring trying to figure out what to do. Now they're going at each other. Alexa and Peyton. Into Sasha Banks. Slap right across the face. Another slap. Tag made. Nikki Cross legal. Torn triceps on the way. Is that the rumored injury for the rated R superstar Adam Copeland Edge? Is that the reported injury? We'll see if Orton's going to work the whether it's the right or left tricep, the arm as a whole, if he'll be working that a lot tonight in the main event. Peyton Royce 1-2 missionary style kick out, or a breakup, excuse me, by Bayley. So now Bayley and Billie Kay working together against Nikki Cross. Now Billie Kay going after Bayley, picking her up, slamming her down. Iconic, doing the pose in the middle of the ring. Okay, Sasha with a blindside hit on Peyton Royce. Bayley rolling up Billie Kay, kick out at 2. Talking about injury as well, with Edge potentially injured, rumored to be injured. Elias going to be on the shelf, it looks like, as well for 6 to 8 months. So no more Elias Sampson for the time being, more so the rest of the year. Could very well be a surprise return in next year's Royal Rumble. But only time will, in fact, tell. Jinder Mahal once again on the shelf as well, after being injured for quite a while. More so another 6 to 8 months there. Returning right after WrestleMania, I do believe it was. Yes. Yeah, right after WrestleMania. Backlash is basically Jinder's pay-per-view right now. Well, as of late. Because they didn't have it last year, and then 2 years ago when they had it, it was a year since he won the WWE title against Orton. But now he's injured once again. So he will, or already has, gotten another surgery, and he'll be on the shelf once again for another potential 6 to 8 months. So no Jinder Mahal basically in the WWE for almost 2 years. So we'll see how things shake out with everything going on. It's been quite a while since, a few years, since we've had a lot of injuries all at once. And then you have double cross body by Alexa on Peyton and Bayley. Alexa Bliss in control here. At that point, you have very similar matches week in and week out. Now, taping schedule-wise, this was taped last week. Basically, nothing is live right now. Everything's on tape delay. Double crossbody, suicide dive through the ropes for Peyton Royce on everyone in the match. This is awesome chance from the NXT superstars in the crowd. Billie Kay with Bayley, a running knee from Peyton Royce. Sasha and Bayley don't need to be pinned or submitted to lose their women's tag team championships this evening. That's a botch by Alexa Bliss. She completely missed on the drop kick. Nikki connected on hers. Alexa came in, completely missed. Working with the Iconics once again. And I don't know what the hell that was either. That was like a shatter machine, it looked like, but didn't really do anything. So Alexa Bliss going to go up top, it looks like. An elbow off the top rope to Peyton Royce, but here comes Sasha Banks. Quick roll up. 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks pins Alexa Bliss. Bayley and Sasha Banks retain their women's tag team championships tonight and the opening contest of WWE Backlash, defeating and pinning Alexa Bliss along with Nikki Cross and Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the Iconics. So Bayley and Sasha still your women's tag team champions. It seems like now they're not going to break them up until potentially Extreme Rules. We're on the road from now until Extreme Rules. And then from Extreme Rules to SummerSlam, we'll get the build-up for Bayley Sasha SmackDown Women's Championship match then at SummerSlam. Maybe Alexa and Nikki are finally going to break up tonight, or Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, the Iconics. But now Bayley and Sasha, or hell, they might even lose the titles on NXT Wednesday night, because now Bayley and Sasha will have to defend the Women's Tag Team Championships Wednesday night on NXT. Come on, you stupid idiot. Say it with us, says Bayley. Bayley is a good heel. No doubt about it. Bayley is a damn good heel. And really, I mean, her heel turn from last October until now, it's what she's needed. It's what they've needed as a whole for the company. Now, here comes Braun Strowman pulling into the parking lot. New windshield as well after the Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Or their new song that they debuted earlier. Hey, 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 ho, ho. Smashed the windshield of Braun's car a few weeks back on SmackDown. So tonight at Backlash, a 2-on-1 handicap for the Universal Championship. The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, against The Miz and John Morrison. No breakup with Alexa and Nikki tonight, or the Iconics, maybe tomorrow night on Raw or SmackDown this upcoming Friday. Or maybe keep them as it is. I do believe, truly though, Miz and Morrison, they'll split them up. We'll have a singles feud with that on SmackDown, and then both Miz and John Morrison as well could very well become #1 contenders for the Intercontinental Championship that is now being held by the phenomenal AJ Styles, with Jeff Hardy, Sheamus tonight in singles competition. That's the clear cut right now, at least, #1 contender match for the IC title. Looks like this is an Extreme Rules commercial for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view on July the 19th. Extreme Rules a purple and yellow theme this year. I don't know how I feel about that. I get, okay, they're trying to change it up. Purple and yellow? Maybe they're trying to distance it from TLC, because they are similar logos with the color schemes. So Extreme Rules, Sunday, July the 19th, officially now, at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I will, in fact, have live reactions, play-by-play live right here on YouTube of Extreme Rules 2020, so be sure to tune back in. Now, next, it seems like we're going to get Jeff Hardy, Sheamus at WWE Backlash as they, with Jeff Hardy's real-life history, they inserted this into a storyline with a Jeff Hardy DUI, pulling him from the Intercontinental Championship tournament. AJ Styles got a bye that week, main event that night, after Hardy was arrested to start the show off. That's how they wrote off Elias as well with his injury. It was Sheamus winning the 10-man Battle Royal. Sheamus then up against Daniel Bryan in the one semi in the main event of SmackDown that night. Jeff Hardy returns. That was written on the wall as well. I said that right from the start that evening a few weeks back for Friday Night SmackDown. They're saying he had red hair and red beard, which, yes, that fits Sheamus, but it also fits Sami Zayn, who they pulled the title off of to have this Intercontinental Championship tournament that was just won by AJ Styles. So AJ was already in the finals. Hardy comes out, screws over Sheamus. We get the match now tonight, Backlash. AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, 2 nights ago on SmackDown for the title. AJ wins. Keep an eye out for Sami Zayn there, whoever wins this match, along with Matt Riddle, the original bro, Matt Riddle, reportedly, so they say, unless they change their mind, of course, as we continue to see this video package for Jeff Hardy and Sheamus Backlash match this evening, Matt Riddle will in fact make his SmackDown debut this upcoming week on Friday Night SmackDown. So it seems like coming up next, Backlash, hashtag WWE Backlash. Once again, when you share on social media, it'll be the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy and the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. They also ran the piss test angle on Friday night as well, and that did not end well for the former Money in the Bank, former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus, as he got doused in Jeff Hardy's piss. We all know it wasn't piss. It was either white wine, alcohol, beer, or a very, very dark Gatorade or Powerade. Some type of energy drink. And then they brawled backstage as well during a heavy machinery promo. Hardy would rather be pissed off than pissed on, and then he doused Sheamus with the, in quotes, piss, as mentioned, even though we all know it wasn't actual real piss. But now, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, WWE Backlash. Now the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, an original of the WWE version of ECW as well. Fella! Former one half of the Bar, with Cesaro, who's now in a tag team, it seems like, with the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus. Hardy with some black, gray, and white face paint. Sheamus, you look stupid. No, that was a few years back when he had his hair all messed up, but nonetheless, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, WWE Backlash, bell rings, match underway. They lock up, middle of the ring, takedown from Sheamus. Now has Hardy in a headlock. Brother Nero now has Sheamus in a headlock. Broken Matt Hardy in AEW. Was part of the Stadium Stampede with alongside the Elite with the Inner Circle. All the NXT superstars in attendance, they all seem to be wearing either Randy Orton or Edge merchandise for the greatest wrestling match ever later on tonight. Sheamus ripping off Jeff Hardy's shirt. This, along with, as mentioned in my predictions, hopefully you check those out. If you did not, videos right here on the channel. Keep an eye out for Fyter Fest and Extreme Rules, along with SummerSlam predictions and live reactions right here on the channel. As well, this match, along with Apollo Crews Andrade that already took place on the kickoff show. They both have the opportunity to steal the show, best match of the night. But the United States Championship match didn't go that way, as once thought. Still a decent match, but wasn't that good. And it was contingent on, as mentioned, if the WWE, this is, gives the 4 competitors for both singles matches, one for a championship, the right amount of time. Well, they put the United States Championship match on the kickoff show, so that's a 10-minute match. This is the second match on the card, so we'll see how the rest of this shakes out. But Sheamus in control of Jeff Hardy here at WWE Backlash. Better than Stomping Grounds, I'll tell you that. Sheamus continuing to rip off the shirt of Jeff Hardy. Off the ropes. Drop kick from Jeff. Sheamus now ringside in front of the announce table. Looks like Jeff's gonna run over the steel steps. Yeah, taking down Sheamus now right in front of the announce table. Face paint's basically gone. Michael Cole, Corey Graves on commentary for this as well, as this is in fact a SmackDown match. This isn't Extreme Rules just yet, Jeff Hardy. Hardy going for the steel steps. He uses any type of weapon. He will, in fact, be disqualified. Sheamus then will pick up the win. Jeff Hardy trying to pick up Sheamus for a vertical suplex. Sheamus reversing that and then now driving Jeff Hardy into the corner. Ooh. The thing with Jeff Hardy is, regardless of how good he is in the ring or all his, so to say, off the field issues, all his troubles outside of the ring, they always give him a push. Always try to at least push him to the top. But then right before that happens, he'll either get in trouble, they'll suspend him, won't be seen for however long it is, or he'll get injured, he'll get surgery, and then he'll be on the shelf for who knows how long. So we'll see how this go-around goes, but Sheamus with a knee off the middle rope, kick out at 2 from Jeff Hardy. Match continues. Sheamus telling the crowd, you're all enablers. Between the two Hardy boys, before they both went elsewhere after their first time in the WWE, Jeff more so than Nah was the popular one. Everybody liked Jeff more than that. But as of late, the past 4 or 5 years or so, after the final deletion, broken Matt Hardy, Matt has had the upper hand and has been the better of the two, even though Jeff can still wrestle a little bit better than what Matt can, as of late at least. Obviously, Father Time catching up to everyone, but broken Matt, as mentioned, in AEW now, and as Jeff Hardy kicks out at 2 once again on a Sheamus pin. The sky is the limit for broken Matt Hardy and AEW as a whole. But just as they pan to Cole and Graves on commentary, looking I don't know what the hell they're thinking. They're just looking at each other like, what the hell? Like, what do we do? What do we say? Slow clap from the crowd. Jeff Hardy fighting back.
And here now is Sheamus buried in the corner. Jeff Hardy trying to rally in this match. And here now is the back suplex by Jeff Hardy. And Hardy trying to rally. Could be the best opportunity Hardy's had to this point. But what does Jeff Hardy have left? His body has been battered. And Jeff Hardy trying to fight back into this. Couple of right hands by Hardy. He has made a career.
Off the ropes goes Jeff Hardy, clothesline from Sheamus.
we've seen in the past, Jeff Hardy make a name for himself, always having something left, enduring the worst of beatings.
Sheamus now going to go up top. Sheamus off the top rope. Hardy moves out of the way. Elbow. Jeff Hardy off the top rope. Cover 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. See a replay of that maybe. Jeff Hardy off the top rope, taking out Sheamus. A few reversals off the ropes. Jeff Hardy in control. Drop kick from Jeff, cover 1, 2, kick out by the Celtic Warrior. 1, 2, another kick out. I would think they're about ready to go home. We'll get a clothesline of some sorts, and then either the Swanton Bomb or Bro Kick to close it out. Twist of Fate, no reversal. Kick out of 2 by Jeff on the quick roll up by Sheamus. Sheamus off the ropes. Gonna go for the Bro Kick right here. Jeff Hardy moves out of the way. There's a clothesline right there. Jeff Hardy now gonna go up top. Jeff Hardy now officially on the top rope. Here comes Sheamus, knocking him down. Forearms to the face of Jeff Hardy. Sheamus now on the top rope as well. Gonna go for a vertical suplex here. Jeff Hardy pushes Sheamus down. Hardy has Sheamus in position for a Swanton Bomb. Now here comes Sheamus pushing Hardy down. Sheamus has Hardy on his shoulders. White noise from the Celtic Warrior 1, 2, kick out by Jeff Hardy 2.5. Hardy chants from the crowd. Still not the same though. Still not the same. Better than nothing to some extent, but still not the same for the crowd. Sheamus gonna do Hardy's move here, it looks like now. Stomps right to the chest from Sheamus. Sheamus trying to pick up Jeff Hardy. Now has him in a submission in the middle of the ring. Jeff Hardy grabs the bottom rope break. Sheamus has to let go.
Jeff Hardy fighting for personal redemption, fighting for vindication, fighting for a chance in his already storied career. Talk to Jeff, he's fighting for his family, his wife, and his kids.
Decent match so far. They are giving it time.
At Backlash, to prove that he's back, to prove that he belongs. Spare me, Cole. Let's talk about Sheamus.
I would think the Raw Women's and Raw Tag Team Championship match, one of those, or maybe even both, they'll get cut down in time. And they'll be very, very quick matches. Quicker than usual. Sheamus has been waiting for this opportunity for a very, very long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he stops at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's doing them 6 at a time. Boring chance, I do believe. Or maybe Hardy. Really light Hardy chance from the crowd. But Sheamus with those 12 forearms right to the chest. Now Sheamus driven into the ring post. Twist of fate from Jeff Hardy. Now going to go for the Swanton Bomb. Jeff Hardy has Sheamus in position for the Swanton Bomb. Jeff Hardy off the top rope. Swanton Bomb connects. Cover. 1, 2. And Sheamus puts his left foot on the bottom rope. Match continues. Jeff Hardy, that was 3. No. Sheamus got his foot up on the bottom rope before the 3 count. Sheamus rolls out of the ring. Jeff Hardy now walking the barricade. Brogue kick in midair from Sheamus to Jeff Hardy. Sheamus now going to roll Hardy back in the ring. Going to go for another brogue kick here, and then 1, 2, 3. That'll be it, it looks like. As we see a replay on the brogue kick midair. Fella! Brogue kick from Sheamus. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus, your winner over Jeff Hardy at Backlash. Good match. Very, very good match. Crowd silent as can be. No reaction whatsoever for Sheamus winning. Sheamus with the win against the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy tonight at Backlash. Sheamus, AJ Styles now for the Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus made it to the semifinal main event against Daniel Bryan before Jeff Hardy came out and cost him that match. That was in which that match was won by Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan then lost to AJ Styles. Styles, your new Intercontinental Champion, this past Friday night on SmackDown. Sheamus now tonight at Backlash. Gets revenge. Picks up the winner over Jeff Hardy. I would think Sheamus is going to be... He deserves to be the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. Styles, Sheamus wouldn't be a bad feud for the title, but like I said, don't forget about and keep an eye out for Sami Zayn, because he was your Intercontinental Champion. Defeated Braun Strowman at Elimination Chamber, defeated Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. They stripped him of the title due to his little injury hiatus that he's been on the past month and a half or so. That's why they had the tournament. AJ Styles, your new champion, so they could do AJ Sammy, and Sammy even tweeted at AJ, "Watch your ass." So we'll see where that goes. But even with Jeff Hardy saying, "Okay, the person that did this to me with the accident they had to kick off SmackDown a few weeks ago. He had red hair and a red beard. That also fits the description of Sami Zayn. So we could go AJ, Sami, Jeff Hardy, and Sami Zayn. You know, hell, even Sami and Sheamus teaming up maybe against AJ and Jeff. But it looks like it's going to be AJ and Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship, and then Jeff and Sami in singles before they put Jeff up against, right now, AJ or whoever the Intercontinental Champion is at that point, or maybe even if we have another shake-up or a draft in the meantime, ship whoever to Raw or SmackDown or NXT. There's new feuds left and right for WWE, Universal, US, Intercontinental, tag teams, so on and so forth. Whoever picks up the pin in the upcoming 2-on-1 handicap match for the Universal Championship will in fact become Universal Champion. So if The Miz pins Braun Strowman, The Miz is going to be new Universal Champion. If John Morrison pins Braun Strowman, John Morrison is your new Universal Champion. If Braun retains, okay, he's still Universal Champion. There's Otis. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. Working man Otis. He's got those working man blues, and Mandy, his baby's got her blue jeans on as he is holding his and telling Miz and Morrison about his Money in the Bank as Mandy is by his side. So Braun retains. Watch out, Otis is going to be nearby with the Money in the Bank along with Miz and Morrison. Otis could very well cash in tonight. He can cash in anytime, anywhere. That's what Money in the Bank is. So we'll see what happens there in the 2-on-1 handicap Universal Championship match. But coming up next, it seems like it's going to be a Raw match as we have Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, and Samoa Joe. It'll be Asuka and Nia Jax for the Raw Women's Championship. Video package from Asuka winning the Women's Money in the Bank next night, becoming Raw Women's Champion as Becky is going to become a mother, so she had to relinquish her Raw Women's Championship. The Women's Money in the Bank was basically for the Raw Women's Championship. Asuka, your new champion. Nia Jax won a triple threat to become the #1 contender. Raw Women's Championship match tonight at Backlash. Asuka and Nia Jax coming up next.
You were literally handed the Raw Women's title because of hormones. You lucked your way into the greatest tag job ever. And soon, you will be replaced by someone far more worthy. Me.
Oh, here we go. The Raw
Raw Women's Championship. Bell rings, match underway. Asuka and Nia Jax.
Look at Asuka going after the irresistible force with a series of strikes. I call it championship envy. Nia Jax is trying to skew the narrative.
Nia been known to be unsafe in the ring, injuring her opponents. We'll see what happens tonight.
And this is where you do not want to be with Nia Jax.
Right between the eyes. So unbelievably powerful. Just one punch, one kick, she can turn things around. Block the spinning back fist attempt by Asuka very early on there. Now face first into the top turnbuckle. But what a strike by Nia Jax.
I mean, she swatted her way like she wasn't even there, but watch out. Oh, this is deep, deep.
At the center of the ring here, Joe.
There's nowhere for Nia to go.
This might be quick. Nia might tap out right here. Asuka working that is the right arm of Nia Jax. Nia with the reversal though, slamming Asuka right down.
You cannot train to face this kind of power in the ring.
That is going to be the biggest obstacle for Asuka to overcome in this match. Find a way to get around the power advantage of Nia Jax. You talked about the power byron who was on display right there. Nia Jax endured a series of submission attempts there by Asuka early in this match. And she survived this one.
Continue to go back to that arm. She's looking for any chick in the arm that she can find.
Going after the left arm of Nia Jax. Oh my God, and down went Asuka. And every time we see Asuka try to target the arm of Nia Jax shuts down the Raw Women's Champion. And watch how effortless Nia Jax makes it look. And she just tossed Asuka about clean across the ring. Nia Jax makes domination look easy.
What Nia Jax is doing is executing her game plan. Wearing out the champion, taking her best shots, walking through them, and feeding her to the ground.
It's been 2 long years since Nia Jax was Raw Women's Champion last, trying to win her second title tonight and a big slam center of the ring. Nia Jax now into the
Nia 1-2, Asuka kicks out.
Kick out by the arrogance of Jax coming into play. We've seen that ever since Asuka won the Raw Women's Championship, interrupting the championship celebration, claiming achievement, and the Raw Women's title.
You know, and she's also, Nia Jax's face are all insurmountable. She's recovered from another injury. She's come back, becoming a competitor right off the bat. Dropped the championship right off the bat. This is a woman who's driven by her. You don't appreciate that.
Right in the face of the official disrespect from Jax. Nia Jax, she was on the show for a year, Joe. Double knee surgery. She expected to come back here and immediately win the Raw Women's Championship.
Most athletes return from no sports after experiencing something like that. And now here she is competing for the WWE Championship.
Asuka won't stop fighting, but
One, two. Asuka kicks out. Surprised she doesn't have a concussion. Nia threw her down pretty hard, and Asuka's head ricocheted right off the mat. Like when there's a trend of the same person being known to, or having a history for that matter, of injuring her opponents more so than not, her opponents becoming injured during the match with her, and then out of action for whatever the time period is afterwards, there's something wrong there. But they won't do anything about it. Jesus Christ. That was as bad as Goldberg a year ago up against The Undertaker over in Saudi Arabia at Super Showdown. Nia Jax had Asuka straight up in the air. Jeez. The Nia jackhammer. And didn't even power slam her right. Like, there's something seriously wrong if, and it starts at the top with one knowing how to wrestle. There's no way in hell Asuka's going to reverse and roll her up like that. Off the ropes, running knee, cover, 1, 2, kick out by Nia Jax. Like, if she somewhat knew how to wrestle, okay, it might not be this bad, but it's pathetic. It's not even worth watching or even talking about, for that matter. Drop kick from Asuka off the middle rope. Rear view, cover, 1, 2, kick out once again by Nia Jax.
She's fading it out of consciousness out there. The effort that it has taken by Asuka to put Nia Jax down on the canvas, this is what Asuka has to capitalize. But now look at this. Kicks fired off here by the champion. And Asuka's absolutely wrecking the challenger. This could be big. Nia Jax absorbed all of that offense. Now to win the title. Asuka out in 2. Again, the effort that Asuka has to put forth just to get any sort of advantage on Jax, and those moves just not available. Asuka has to put forth a superhuman effort because she is facing a superhuman in that ring. Look at Asuka, she's found a way to hang around up to this point in this match. Getting into the head of Nia Jax a little bit. Now Jax is on the way. Pretty light shoulder into the post. Oh, Nia made a mistake. This could be the opening. And the champion's feeling it. She's got to pick up the pace now. Asuka out to the apron. Nia Jax is down to her knees inside the ring. Asuka's going up top. Nia Jax starting to stir. Oh, it slows down the champion. And that's the category that you do not want. Oh, like Nia Jax. Oh! She was the over. Oh, she slid off, though.
Boom.
To the outside. Remember, title can only change hands via pinfall or submission. It does not change hands via count out or disqualification.
2 count from the official. This is a championship match. They are fighting outside of the ring now. Asuka having Nia in a submission. The armbar. But in order for Nia to win the championship, she has to either pin or submit Asuka in the ring. 10 count. It's a count out. Asuka's your champion. She's going to retain because she is your champion. Still your Raw Women's Champion, Asuka. So Nia is going to be mad about that. Well, you should have known better. You should have listened a little bit better. And now a rear view off the ring apron, ringside by Asuka to sit down Nia Jax once and for all, retaining via countout her Raw Women's Championship tonight at Backlash. So now that that's over with, still to come, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship, Braun Strowman, Miz, and Morrison as well for the Universal Championship, as we see some highlights of this match that just ended. Also still to come, Raw Tag Team Championships will in fact be on the line. They announced this earlier today, as mentioned earlier. Street Profits and Viking Raiders. Anything you can do, we can do better. Basketball, golf. What else do they do? Axe throwing. Bowling, for that matter. Basically all the, what would you call them, as we see MVP now backstage talking on his cell phone.
Speaking of which, your security team.
MVP being interrupted by Lana, the wife of Rusev. Happy Rusev Day, everyone, but still storyline on WWE TV. She is married to the almighty Bobby Lashley, but things haven't been working out with that.
I didn't say that you had to stay backstage during Bobby's matches. Perhaps you should be having this conversation with your husband.
Bobby Lashley.
But you're not going to do that, are you? Of course not, because you're scared to hear what he's going to tell you. If you'll excuse me, I have to tend to the new WWE Heavyweight Champion.
Now, next, WWE Backlash 2020 2-on-1 handicap match for the Universal Championship. Braun Strowman and The Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Or is it? Their new song, Hey, 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 ho, ho. They debuted earlier this evening on the kickoff show. Now a video package for this match. We have the dirt sheet with The Miz and John Morrison, two reality stars. MCMIZ. And we then had Braun and Miz. Strowman won. That set up the 2-on-1 handicap tonight at Backlash. And now, they announced earlier today, and I just talked about it a little bit ago, if The Miz pins Strowman, The Miz is going to become Universal Champion. If John Morrison pins Braun Strowman, hey, hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison, hey, hey, ho, ho. Morrison pins Strowman, Morrison becomes Universal Champion. Strowman retains, okay, he's still Universal Champion. We had the drink exploding, the slime, Miz and Morrison then smashing in the windshield of Braun's car. I think it'd be best to have Strowman win. We all know it's going to happen. But then split Miz and Morrison up, have them feud in singles, go after the Intercontinental Championship. If they had Miz and Morrison in a feud against one another, that would steal the show week in and week out, regardless of whether it's on Raw, NXT, or SmackDown. And then Braun, as he did with the tractor trailer a few years ago on Raw, with the help of a crane, did the same thing to the ped van on SmackDown that had Miz and Morrison in it. So now tonight at Backlash, 2-on-1 handicap for the Universal Championship. The Strowman Express is coming to town. Will we see The Fiend during the match, after the match? Are they going to hold off and wait on that? Awesome, it's The Miz. Now listen, this match is not going to be no make-believe. It's going to be real. 2-on-1 handicap match. Strowman and Miz and Morrison. for the Universal title.
This game is as much mental as it is physical, and Morrison and Miz have manipulated Braun Strowman to the point where tonight, one of these two men will be the brand new Universal Champion. My handicap matchup, it is the one time where Braun Strowman may be considered an underdog. He's taken on multiple times.
Miz and Morrison now with mics. Mike the Miz Mizanin, but microphones. MC, M-I-Z, and Johnny Backlash tonight.
I feel like I need something more.
Hey, 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 ho, ho, their new song.
What do you think, John?
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
How about we share a little something extra special with everybody here and everybody watching at home? I'm talking about a music video that's
A music video that's gonna be blowing up the world. Hey, 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 ho, ho. They're gonna roll the music video. So this is the second time now that we'll see this evening. It's called Hey, 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 Miz and Morrison, WWE Music Group. Don't own anything. This was actually pretty good. It was catchy. And it's going to be stuck in my head all damn night. Morrison on the keys. Strowman better be watching his back. We want a new champ on the show. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The Universal Champion needs to go, that being Strowman. Hey, hey, ho, ho. It's actually not bad, to be honest with you. It would be something that, like, Big Time Rush or One Direction would record. Get these hands. Morrison and Miz working out in Miz's home gym. The Black Sheep mask. Now, here comes the Strowman Express. Braun Strowman interrupting the music video premiere of Hey, 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 Ho, Ho of The Miz and Morrison tonight at WWE Backlash. Here comes the Universal Champion, the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman. That entrance is actually pretty sick. It wasn't the normal Braun entrance, as they had smoke out the ass, and it looked like a train was actually pulling into the station, like about ready to come down the ramp into the ring. And Graves getting in on it on commentary, singing along. Michael Cole comparing it to Billy Ocean. And Michael Cole teases the Intercontinental Championship as well. So, okay, maybe they are going to split them up and, you know, go their own separate ways, feud for a little bit, but then Intercontinental Championship picture after this. Because come Extreme Rules SummerSlam, it's going to be Bray and Braun once again. Fiend versus Monster, Fiend versus Black Sheep, however they want to bill that as their billing greatest wrestling match ever tonight with Edge and Orton. But that'll be your Universal Championship match at more so SummerSlam than not. Braun might face somebody else at Extreme Rules. We'll see what happens. Tag made. Morrison now legal against the Monster Among Men. Braun Strowman, #1 trend in the good old US of A once again. Hashtag WWE Backlash. Be sure to share this live reaction stream on social media using that hashtag WWE Backlash. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Once again, links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share on social media. Chat questions and comments. Always greatly appreciated as well. 3 count from the official. Morrison from behind now as Braun stares down Miz ringside. Here comes Miz now back in the ring. Tag made. Morrison once again legal. Double drop kick from Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey. Ho, ho to Braun.
Morrison still landed on the apron. Then a kick caught Strowman in the nose. And now Morrison top rope caught by Braun. Oh, no. But look at Morrison. Wow.
John Morrison reverses out of a choke slam as he was caught on the top rope by Braun. Miz tags in, Miz legal, staring down Braun, scared as can be. Here comes Miz now from behind, left hand of the monster. Best karate kick he's got, misses by a mile. Braun bruised up for some reason on his, what's that, his right shoulder? Yeah. And Miz goes to tag John Morrison. He's not there. Big boot from Braun right to the midsection of Miz. Yeah, Braun's bruised up his shoulder, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to be worried about. Johnny Trip. Pay attention, Michael Cole. Yeah, pay attention. The new #1 hit on the Billboard charts. It'll be John Morrison and The Miz. Hey, 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 ho, ho. Tag made once again, Miz legal. Drop kick through the ropes. Morrison over the top rope now, taking out Braun ringside. Almost broke the plexiglass as Keith Lee did to Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano last week at NXT TakeOver in your house. Seems like in NXT Championship, at least, it's going to be Adam Cole carrying Cross, as thought last week, along with Keith Lee and Finn Balor now for the NXT North American Championship. Miz now headlock on Braun, middle of the ring. Velveteen Dream still down there, along with Gargano and Ciampa. Ciampa and Randy Orton going back and forth this past week on social media, on the good old hello Twitter world. So, you know, maybe there's something there for the greatest wrestling match tonight. Ciampa's going to come out and interfere, but we'll see as time goes by here. So, Morrison legal against Strowman. 2-on-1 handicap match once again for the Universal Championship. Morrison makes a tag. Double DDT on Strowman. Cover, 1, kick out. Strowman's going to win this. We know this. We know that. But the thing is, how does this match end? Do Miz and Morrison do something stupid, cost themselves in the match basically, start fighting, pushing each other back and forth, arguing, potentially, you know, setting up the breakup there. So, we'll see. Depends on what happens here. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Just imagine if there's a crowd. That would be non-stop all match. Strowman taking out Miz, shoving Morrison ringside. Throwing Miz now across the ring. And Strowman into the ring post. Here comes Morrison. Morrison off the rope. Kick to the side of the head. Clothesline misses. Another kick to the side of the head from Johnny Mo. Oh, Strowman could have had a quick roll up there. Miz tags in. He's up top rope. And takes down Braun Strowman once again. Just keep tagging each other back and forth. Stay healthy. Braun does not have the advantage this evening. Another tag made. Morrison with a kick to the back of Braun Strowman, as it looked like Miz was going to hit the skull-crushing finale. And there we go. Okay, cover, 1, 2, and Miz pulls John Morrison off of Strowman for the pin. Cover, 1, 2. Braun kicks out now. So Miz puts Morrison back on, but then Strowman kicks out. So now it looks like, okay, Morrison's going to be the heel between the two of them, for now at least. Miz accidentally pulling him off. Yeah, no. Choke slam from Strowman. Morrison off the top rope. Don't even know who's legal anymore. I think Morrison is. Right hand from Braun off the top rope. Running power slam. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Braun Strowman defeats John Morrison and The Miz, pins Morrison to retain his Universal Championship during the 2-on-1 handicap match tonight here at Backlash. And there it is. Miz and Morrison are going to be done as a tag team, and they'll feud, it seems like now, as talked about the past few days. And the time's right. I mean, hell, they've been a tag team for the past 5 or 6 months since the beginning of the year, since Morrison returned right before the Royal Rumble. So it gives SmackDown another singles feud, and it's going to steal the show. No doubt about it. Don't get me wrong. It will absolutely steal the show. They will put on Dave Meltzer 5-star matches night in and night out. Hey, 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 ho, ho. Braun's going to be singing that all night, or either Miz and Morrison are going to be singing that in their daydreams. After the loss to Braun Strowman, the Strowman Express. Hey, hey, ho, ho, yeah. Use that hashtag when you share on social media. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Come on, Cole. Michael Cole, such a bummer. Such a prude. So they're going to split up Miz and Morrison, it looks like, nonetheless. Because Miz, as the big dog, joins us for the first time this evening to watch Backlash. What's up, buddy? Now a highlight of the Intercontinental Championship match this past Friday night on SmackDown, the finals of the Intercontinental Championship Tournament, with AJ Styles, a phenomenal one, defeating Daniel Bryan to become the phenomenal Intercontinental Champion. The face that runs the place, the champ that runs the camp once again, AJ Styles. Caleb Braxton now backstage. That was a damn good match. That was one of the greatest wrestling matches ever. Not Edge or Randy Orton tonight. AJ now going to be interviewed backstage during Backlash. So who's going to confront him, or who's going to attack him from behind? Maybe it's going to be the Mystery Hacker. Or the Mystery Hacker will appear. The truth will be heard. AJ's got an invitation now. This upcoming Friday night on SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm probably the greatest champion in WWE history.
Okay, greatest champion in WWE history, says AJ Styles.
I mean, I want everybody to be there.
AJ wants everyone to be there.
Why? Because he has the most to learn. You see, he likes to fight for his dreams. I make my dreams happen.
I live in the real world, my world. I'm not saying Daniel Bryan isn't one of the best to lace up the boots. What I am saying,
He's just not phenomenal.
AJ Styles stating Daniel Bryan is just not phenomenal. So it looks like they'll continue that for the time being as well, which I'm all right with. That is, you know, by far a main event any night of the week, any show, any brand. Now next, Raw Tag Team Championships. No. They're going to have the WWE Championship match next with the Chosen One, Drew McIntyre, and the almighty Bobby Lashley. A rematch from 2016 TNA Slammiversary for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Drew Galloway and Bobby Lashley. That was when all the broken Matt Hardy Foundation stuff had began in total non-stop action. TNA Impact Wrestling. So, video package now. There's MVP, basically the manager for Lashley. But no, Miz and Morrison, they tease that with them breaking up, with Miz pulling Morrison off the pin and basically costing them the match. So, we'll see what direction they go there. But AJ's your new IC champ as well. And Matt Riddle's going to debut on SmackDown this week too. So, a lot going on. A lot going on. So we'll have this, then the Raw Tag Team Championship match, then the greatest wrestling match ever. That'll be Edge and Randy Orton. And that'll do it for Backlash. So this is the third to last match, the Coco main event, so to speak. And then we'll have, as mentioned earlier, Raw, NXT, and SmackDown for the weeks to come until the next WWE pay-per-view, the newly designed Extreme Rules logo of purple and yellow. It's like the event was, you know, supposed to be in Minneapolis or something like that. You know, Viking colors or something along those lines. Velveteen Dream. I'm sure there's someone else that I'm thinking about drawing a blank on at the moment. Color scheme wise, that it looks very, very similar to. Maybe the Lakers, the LA Lakers and the NBA. Hopefully, eventually, basketball and hockey, along with baseball for that matter, will be back sooner rather than later. I've of course been, you know, watching wrestling with the WWE and AEW. Fyter Fest coming up on July the 1st and 8th, as mentioned earlier. That night, actually during the two-night event over a 2-week span, as we now have the almighty Bobby Lashley making his appearance tonight at Backlash up against Drew McIntyre, the Chosen One, the Scottish Psychopath, for the WWE Championship here at Backlash. It'll be Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose, the WWE, defending his AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Brian Cage, who debuted at All Elite Wrestling AEW Double or Nothing, winning the Casino ladder match, cashing those chips in now for a World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. Cody will also defend the TNT Championship. It looks like up against Jake Hager, formerly known as Jack Swagger, in the WWE. So Fyter Fest sizing up to be a damn good show as well. We'll see what NXT does, if they'll put something up head-to-head with you know, championship match after championship match after championship match. A mini takeover event on TV, as mentioned earlier. But from now until Extreme Rules, the new purple and yellow themed, newly designed logo for Extreme Rules. That'll be Sunday, July the 19th, before we get on the road to SummerSlam. As mentioned, I've been watching some wrestling, MMA as well. Talked about Australian rugby the other night. That was on. KBO baseball has been fun to watch. Better than nothing, but now the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre making his appearance, walking down the aisle, defending his title once again tonight in the WWE against Bobby Lashley. Bob Lashley, Robert Lashley. And why the hell? Okay, that was definitely, I don't know if anybody else caught that. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Why the hell is Brock Lesnar's logo on the screen in the corner? Like, real small. But, like, that's definitely a glitch, a botch, but that's a tease as well at the same time. Is that a sign that with everything being shaken up backstage as of late, Paul Heyman no longer in creative, focusing on his on-screen role as the advocate for, and Bobby Lashley has the Masters lock locked in on Drew McIntyre before the match even begins. And more officials now coming down to the ring. Bell has not even rung. Match is not official. But Lashley has the Masters lock locked in on Drew McIntyre. So we might not even have a WWE Championship match now. They'll tease this for another month, and then we'll get this once again at Extreme Rules. Or maybe if Lashley wins, we'll get MVP turn, or Lashley thinks he's better than MVP, and MVP will get a WWE Championship match at Extreme Rules against Bobby Lashley. But thank you for your service, Bobby Lashley, a former veteran. But that was definitely a tease with Brock Lesnar's logo appearing during Drew McIntyre's entrance up on the screen. So is that a sign that Lesnar's going to return tonight or sometime soon? I would think. It's just a matter of when. But who knows? I mean, if it happens, it happens. I don't know if anybody else caught that, but that was a good one. I'll give them that. Bell rings, match underway now. WWE Championship on the line. Bobby Lashley going right after Drew McIntyre. I already have the Masters locked in for about a few minutes. So we'll have this Raw Tag Team Championship match, Viking Raiders and Street Profits, along with the greatest wrestling match ever, Edge and Randy Orton. McIntyre still has his trench coat on as well. Hasn't even had a chance to take that off. MVP is ringside. Lana backstage, watching on TV. Lashley off the ropes. McIntyre with a knee, so reversing in his favor now. Some chops to the chest. Clothesline from Bobby Lashley. If they put the title on Lashley, I swear to God. I swear to God. I don't know, honestly, what I'll do. In my eyes, he doesn't deserve to be WWE Champion. United States Intercontinental, okay, that's fine. But Lashley main eventing, no. It's not going to work. It's going to backfire. He's as bad as Goldberg. He can't even spear somebody, for God's sakes, let alone talk on the mic. And, okay, I get that's why they have MVP. That's why they have Leo Rush. But Lashley's known, and shout out to the birthday boy himself, turning 74 today, the 45th president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. Lashley, that's all he's known for, is being with Trump, WrestleMania 23, up against Vince McMahon and Umaga, Battle of the Billionaires. Vince ended up losing as Lashley defeated Umaga. And Vince got his head shaved. Okay, Lashley's won the ECW and United States Championship, but he never did anything else. He was good in MMA. I get at that point, okay, you want to bring back Brock, have a cage fight, so to speak, with the Beast and the Almighty One, say SummerSlam. But hell, even in TNA, he wasn't even that good, for God's sakes. Like, it's just, it's booking. And now we'll probably get, you know, some of the non-Heyman guys, so they say, pushed back to the top, because with Heyman no longer backstage and creative, the Heyman guys that were getting pushed probably won't be getting pushes anymore, which is sad, but that's just how it is. That's how things go. So we'll see what happens here, but Lashley, McIntyre, I mean, they have history. Like I said, they fought in TNA before. But Lashley's just, he's as bad, if not worse, than Bill Goldberg. McIntyre driving Bobby Lashley into the barricade. MVP nearby as well. Lashley with the reversal. Like, what the hell was that? Come on. And you want Lashley as your WWE champion. Give me a break. He picked him up. Couldn't even walk 2 steps before he dropped him almost on his head. And then he picks him up, has him on his shoulders, drives him into the ring post. And then slaps hands with MVP. Awful. Absolutely pathetic. Just not even worth talking about. It's not. It's not worth wasting my breath, anybody's breath for that matter, with Bobby Lashley winning this and becoming WWE champion for the first time ever. Lashley ringside, going to go for a spear. McIntyre reverses, picks him up, tries to throw him over the barricade, doesn't. This match as a whole is just awful. Like, you want to put the WWE Championship on anybody as the rest at a 5 count. I mean, how MVP wouldn't be, you know, as bad. Like, put it on him for God's sakes rather than Lashley. I mean, if they're going to be high on somebody up against McIntyre, I mean, they could have, depending on who wins Edge Orton, if Edge is injured and gone, okay, have Orton put over McIntyre even more. Bring back Lesnar, have Lesnar put him over even more. McIntyre is your champion of the future. You still have Seth Rollins, Aleister Black, maybe give Rey Mysterio another title run, Kevin Owens, and then some guys from NXT for that matter, potentially coming up to Raw. Velveteen Dream, Karrion Kross, Adam Cole, Keith Lee, McIntyre off the top rope, taking out Bobby Lashley, MVP, ringside, as mentioned. Both superstars down and out. WWE Championship on the line. Kip up from McIntyre on his feet. Even if we had another shakeup, you know, or a draft for that matter, superstars from SmackDown that could, you know, very well come over and, you know, challenge McIntyre. I mean, Lashley, it's just and we have a spine buster now from McIntyre, cover 1, 2. I mean, MVP could cost Lashley this, or how much you want to bet Lana's going to come out and distract Lashley, and then it's going to be a Claymore kick. 1, 2, 3, McIntyre retains, with all the tension between Lana and Lashley as of late. Kick from Drew. Big choke slam there from Bobby Lashley. Kick out at 1 from Drew McIntyre. Yeah, that was 1. Go back to kindergarten, learn how to count. Yeah, that was more of a power slam than a choke slam. McIntyre, shoulder first into the ring post. What the hell was that? Supposed to be a DDT of some sorts? Like, come on. And McIntyre kicks out again. Well, no wonder he's kicking out at 1, Bobby Lashley. You're not doing anything to him. All your moves suck. Lashley telling McIntyre to get up. He's going to put the Masters lock on him again. What is this? 2005? Masters lock, locked in. Drew trying to get out of it. Is another former ECW and World Heavyweight Champion going to return as well here in 2020? With the name of Crispin Benoit? Like, why is Bobby Lashley using the Masters lock? Oh, that's right, because he can't spear anybody. He can't power slam anybody. He can't even put the Masters lock on right, for God's sakes. Lashley holding on to the top rope. Lashley face first to the mat. McIntyre rolling him over. Cover 1, 2. Lashley kicks out at 2.5. And no wonder he always has a manager. He can't talk on the mic. Lashley with that weird look that he gave on Raw a few weeks back once again. McIntyre now, top rope. And Lashley sort of catches him, has him now in a crossface. This is awful. Like, okay, as I talked about, as mentioned in my predictions, if you're going to have Lashley Lesnar, and McIntyre was going to go for a tombstone, Lashley gets out of that, now has McIntyre in the ankle lock. Kurt Angle would be happy about that. Have Lesnar Lashley regular singles, non-title. Okay, you want to have it in a cage or a Hell in a Cell or something along those lines. Okay, so be it. But non-title. It just makes no sense when you have all this other talent that could very well be inserted into the championship picture. Lashley with a rope break. Lashley with a rope break. MVP still looking on ringside. Has yet to get involved. He came close earlier, but no contact. Vertical suplex or a superplex off the top rope maybe here. And yeah, what the hell is up with Lashley still wearing long tights? Like, just no more boxer brief tights. You want to go pants? Like, they change up his look and everything. Superplex now off top rope as well. Fight forever chance, no. Please end this very, very soon. McIntyre kips up again. Back on his feet. Three, two, one. Claymore kick. And a spear that was half-assed by Bobby Lashley. Cover 1-2. Kick out at 2.5. Thank you, Drew McIntyre, for kicking out. You've been wrestling for how long, Bobby Lashley, and you still can't spear anybody? Here comes Lana. Lana walking down the ramp. What'd I say? Here comes Lana. Lana's ringside now. Face to face with MVP. She's going to get in the ring. Lana walking up the steel steps. Lana in the ring. Actually, on the ring apron, excuse me. And Lashley gets pushed into Lana. Headbutt from McIntyre now to Lashley. Lana into MVP. They're down and out ringside. Claymore kick in the ring. Cover Drew McIntyre. 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship tonight at Backlash against Bobby Lashley. What did I say 10 minutes ago? How this match would end. That's exactly what just happened. And this is live, folks. This is live tonight, even though this was pre-taped last week. There's no spoilers on how matches went, who won, nothing. That's just knowing from watching wrestling for as long as I have, knowing what the hell's going to happen. And that's exactly what happened. So they'll use MVP, it looks like, maybe to get Lashley over even more. Or there's obviously turmoil that'll continue with Lashley and Lana. We had the wedding back on New Year's, and now we're going to have the divorce on the 4th of July. Lashley staring down Lana, walks off. So maybe this is how they're going to write Lana off TV as well, and, you know, be done with her too. As they released Rusev, unfortunately, but they did. McIntyre stands tall, retaining the WWE Championship tonight at Backlash. A replay of what happened. So Lashley got pushed in. Lana didn't at first get bumped over, or bumped into MVP, ringside. But then a headbutt, she did. Lana MVP, down and out ringside. Claymore kick from Drew McIntyre to Lashley. Cover 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre retains the WWE Championship. So who's next for Drew? Is it going to be the Beast, or are they going to bring back Brock? If they do, Brock needs to put him over again. I would think that's not going to be until SummerSlam, though. I would think both Drew and Braun, because no Fiend, no Bray tonight. They're going to wait until after, or on the night of Extreme Rules, or the Raw or SmackDown after, setting up SummerSlam matches at that point. Give both Brock and Bray another month off. Or hell, maybe tomorrow night on Raw or SmackDown this week, they set stuff up for Extreme Rules. We'll see. But now, who's going to face Braun and who's going to face Drew at Extreme Rules for the WWE and Universal Championships? That's the big question. I would think if Orton defeats Edge, Orton McIntyre would sell. The thing is, you're still going to have Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins, potentially Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules in the main event. Extreme Rules was the only logo that they changed up. Maybe Super Showdown or the Crown Jewel logo is what I'm thinking of as well for the newly designed Extreme Rules logo for next month, as we see this WWE network commercial for everything on the network, from all the pay-per-views, all the network shows, just everything that is on the WWE network. That is actually now free. Or maybe the big dog Roman Reigns is going to return sometime soon, and they're going to set up Braun and Reigns for either Extreme Rules or SummerSlam. But I would think Bray is going to come back, as the Fiend. They're going to have the Fiend, because they teased Fiend returning after losing as Bray Wyatt at Money in the Bank to Braun Strowman in the Universal Championship match. So, Braun on the SmackDown side of things, honestly, okay, now backstage or outside the parking lot, there's Braun Strowman's car, all alone. Street Profits, Viking Raiders fighting, and there goes the Viking Raiders on the hood of Braun Strowman's car through the windshield once again. So Strowman's going to have to get another windshield replaced. And they're going to have the Raw Tag Team Championship match next with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders. They're not liking his car. Or now they're just... Okay, we got this weird music. What is this going to turn into a cinematic tag team match backstage? A backstage brawl at Backlash for the Raw Tag Team Championships with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders. That's what it looks like. They're going to fight the whole way to the ring. There's some golf clubs. All right, they went golfing. They went golfing for a little bit. They had axe throwing, basketball, bowling. They got golf clubs up against axes. And there's a bowling ball as well. And there's comedy. What are we going to do? I feel like we're in the 1300s. Viking Raiders tracking down the Street Profits. Okay, they're running through the gorilla entrance backstage. Where's Happy Gilmore and Shooter McGavin at when we need them? Street Profits with golf clubs once again, and the Viking Raiders with an axe and a bowling ball. Let's fight like men. They're going to put everything down all at once, and we're going to actually have a wrestling match for the Raw Tag Team Championships with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders. I mean, maybe Otis cashes in on Braun. I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, though. What they need to do with that, because it seems like they're wasting Money in the Bank once again, have whoever they feel like, potentially Corbin, maybe Corbin Strowman. Corbin or Alistair or something along those lines going up against Otis. Money in the Bank on the line, as it would be a title. And then whoever wins that, Money in the Bank at that point. And then just go from there. I'm trying to think who else could go up against Strowman for the Universal title at Extreme Rules, because it's going to be Bray, the Fiend himself, at SummerSlam, looks like. I mean, Sheamus maybe, because Sheamus won, and then they keep AJ and Daniel Bryan going for the Intercontinental title. So maybe Sheamus with the win goes up against Strowman. I wouldn't mind that. King Corbin, him, or maybe even Riddle. Maybe they're going to push Riddle. Yeah, he's probably going to be going up against jobbers left and right on SmackDown for the next month or so. And then it's Riddle Strowman. And maybe Riddle wins the Universal title. Or maybe Riddle defeats Otis to become Money in the Bank. Street Profits, Viking Raiders still with their funny antics with the bowling balls and the golf clubs. Doesn't look like Montez Ford's going to be able to go. Eric and Ivar, okay. And why is this a cinematic tag team match? Like, there was no build for that whatsoever. Other than, okay, they went golfing, they played basketball, they bowled, axe throwing, all that. I mean, they ate turkey legs, too. But as one half of the Viking Raiders was attacked outside, the other came to the aid, and Angelo Dawkins right through the front door of the WWE Performance Center. Right through the glass. So now the Viking Raiders are on their feet. Street Profits on their feet. There's a basketball hoop in the corner, too. Yeah, Sheamus want to be bad up against Strowman in Extreme Rules. And then you have AJ, Daniel Bryan rematch, maybe. Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio, Extreme Rules match, potentially. Apollo and Kevin Owens. I mean, WWE Championship with Drew McIntyre. I mean, Edge or Randy Orton, but it looks like Edge is going to be done out with an injury. Orton at that point, put him over. Lesnar comes back, put him over at that point, too. Andrade, too, as well. But it looks like it's going to be Andrade and Angel Garza. What do we got now? We've got a motorcycle pulling up. A motorcycle gang pulling up to the WWE Performance Center. And who the hell is that? Is this Nexus 10 years later? Are these the mystery hackers? What the hell is this? Oh, that's that looks like Tyler Breeze and Fandango. It's the Fashion Police, right? Or no, that's what the hell is Akira Tozawa doing? Is this a anything you can do better? Is this an Asian motorcycle gang coming to attack? Akira Tozawa, and he says, check please. What the hell? Like, how did this turn into a cinematic tag team match? Now it looks like we're gonna have like a 10-man tag team with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders teaming up to take on Akira Tozawa and his posse.
We gotta do this together.
What the hell? This is so odd. Lightning strikes. A red Solo cup. Smoke. In the background, the Viking Profits. They got red Solo cups, turkey legs, golf clubs, bowling balls. They want the smoke. We want the smoke. And now Akira Tozawa acting like he can't use his hands until his posse comes up to his side. Probably a bunch of local jobbers. Probably the same ones that they use in the Boneyard match. This is so odd. Just out of the blue. Out of left field by a mile. I mean, maybe if they have Seth Mysterio before Extreme Rules, one of those two faces drew them for the WWE title at Extreme Rules. Alistair wouldn't be a bad option. I don't know where Ricochet and Cedric Alexander have been, but they haven't been seen in quite a while. That's about it. That's all I can think of, really, with everything going on. with the way things have, gone as of late. Who they've used and who they haven't used. So, we'll see what happens. But I don't even know necessarily what you'd call this. But it seems like the Viking Prophets are now a 4-man stable until they're going to fight for the tag team titles. As they celebrate defeating Akira Tozawa and everyone that was by his side. Is this person the mystery hacker now? Who the hell is this? Is that Shaq? Who the hell is that? It's a 10-foot monster. And he's got a samurai sword. And Eric and Ivar using their special powers to grab their turkey legs to use that as a weapon up against whoever the hell this dude is. They drop the turkey legs. I got this one, no you don't. They're gonna run. They're gonna retreat. They're gonna go to the top of the one hauler out in the parking lot, the one tractor trailer. And now we got a man who's holding up the pack.
You wouldn't be so obsessed with turkey legs, you would have been there already. Right. Whoa, boys, he's only tired because he beat up all the ninjas. Hit him! No, we need him!
Okay, so they're going to say those were ninjas. They basically were. But it's just like, what the hell? And now they're going to fight again? This makes no sense. But I'm sure there's some people out there just loving this right now. This is just fake. And now they're going to jump off and... Oh my. Okay, I get because of circumstances, they haven't had time to get new wraps done on their tractor trailers. But they just jumped off of the top of the trailer. And the face that is there on the end, perfect camera shot, is somebody that they just released back on April the 15th during the set of releases, that being No Way Jose. And it's like you couldn't have covered that up for this? Like, come on. Now they're saying, as we go back to everything that, well, they had the triathlon or decathlon or whatever the hell they did this past week. The cop saying he's cute. Just random girls saying, I believe that's Ivar, yeah, saying he's cute. And then Eric, no, you're not. And they jumped actually into the trash. They jumped off the top Ivar. That's Jessica Carr, the one female official. Telling Ivar he's cute. Eric, no, not so much. So that's a rib, obviously. So they jumped off the top of the tractor trailer into the garbage. And No Way Jose made an appearance as well. And now we hear growling. Is Joe Exotic nearby? Where's the Tiger King? What the hell's in the garbage with them? Is that a gator? And that ends that. What the hell? So we had no match. That was the oddest thing I have ever seen. Like, that was just totally out of left field. I don't think anybody expected that tonight. Like, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I don't even know what to say. I don't. I have no clue what to say. That's... Alright, whatever. Coming up next, it looks like we're going to get the greatest wrestling match ever. The main event of hashtag WWE Backlash. As we have Tom Phillips, Byron Saxton, Samoa Joe on commentary. They actually switched out the announce table as well for the greatest wrestling match ever, Backlash. And the Ninjas stealing the show in the co-main event of Backlash. And now it looks like we're going to get some highlights of all the action from Backlash this evening, with Apollo Crews retaining his United States Championship over Andrade. Bayley and Sasha Banks still your women's tag team champions as well, defeating Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, along with the Iconics. Asuka still your Raw Women's Champion. They were supposed to have a Raw Tag Team Championship match. We just saw how that went. They didn't actually have a match. So the Street Profits are still your champions. Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman still your WWE and Universal Champions. Sheamus with the win over Jeff Hardy as well. And now coming up next, before on July the 19th, WWE Extreme Rules will have the, in WWE's eyes, as they are billing it as the greatest wrestling match ever, the Rated R Superstar Edge and the Viper Randy Orton. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play of WWE Backlash live right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. Like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share on social media. Hashtag WWE Backlash. Hashtag greatest wrestling match ever, as that'll be coming up next, it seems like. Along with, if you have chat questions or comments, let me know in the comments below. Phillips, Saxton, Joe, maybe Samoa Joe's gonna, come out of retirement off of commentary and get a championship match sometime soon. Up next, Edge, Randy Orton, greatest wrestling match ever. And we'll see how this goes. From what I've heard, this is going to be about a half hour in length. And WWE's eyes, coming up next, right now, after this video package, the, in quotes, greatest wrestling match ever, Edge and Randy Orton, a rematch from night 2 of WrestleMania 36, as that was last man standing. Tonight, greatest wrestling match ever. We'll see how this goes. But reportedly as well, talked about earlier, Edge is reportedly rumored to be injured, and injured during this match, so we'll see what happens there. But I honestly don't know what to think. I honestly don't know how this is going to go, but we'll see. It might be good, it might be great, it might also be terrible. Hopefully not as bad as what we saw with Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley on Bobby Lashley's side of things. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. So we just got to live with it.
We will see Edge versus Orton, and it's a match that many legends are saying could be
the greatest wrestling match ever.
I doubt all these legends are saying this is going to be the greatest wrestling match ever. This is Vince McMahon getting into one of his moods. Oh, hey pal, this could go down as the greatest wrestling match ever. That's what we're gonna call it. What do you think? It's gonna be you, Edge versus Randy Orton in a rematch from WrestleMania, and we're gonna have it at Backlash because we don't have anything else good on the show. Yeah, that's the direction we're gonna go. It's just gonna be a straight up wrestling match. Enough with the cinematic. Even though we just had a cinematic with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders, it wasn't even a match. Edge, Randy Orton, yeah, that's it. I guarantee you that's probably how it went. Like, he probably just thought of it, while he was taking a nap in the middle of the afternoon or whenever the hell he sleeps, and ran with it. And this is where we're at. Having a Backlash instead of SummerSlam because, like I said, they don't have anything else really to sell the show, to main event it. I mean, because really, what would have? I mean, they probably would have had to have pushed up a few other storylines. Hold off on AJ Daniel Bryan from SmackDown till tonight, have the finals tonight. Because you're definitely not going to have Drew Lashley for the title in the main event. Or Strowman and Miz and Morrison, for God's sakes. Like, nothing against those, but still. Randy Orton, as always, hearing voices in his head, making his appearance at Backlash. Looks all business, and the official is dressed, that's Lil Nate as well, as it is 1975. And we'll see how this goes. They're stealing one, as all these companies are stealing from one another anymore. Some of the camera shots as of late, but Randy Orton in the ring, being booed out of the building by everybody in attendance, all the NXT superstars. Orton, obviously the heel. Edge the face. And it seems like they're pumping crowd noise on this as well. Like, there's definitely not that many people there. And because if there was, or if they were doing this earlier, we would have heard it earlier. And that's when fireworks would have hit for Edge. As Edge is now making his entrance. Orton thinks he knows Edge, but Edge was victorious at WrestleMania. This is a rematch from that Last Man Standing once again. Main event, greatest wrestling match here at Backlash. With Lil Nate as your official. As it's the 1970s and 80s, but we'll see how this goes. Edge, Randy Orton, hashtag WWE Backlash, hashtag greatest wrestling match ever. And now the lights go out. Ladies and gentlemen, they're acting as this is in Madison Square Garden. They have Howard Finkel introducing both Edge and Orton. This goes back to Fink being the ring announcer for years and years and years, along with Rated RKO as a tag team with the Rated R Superstar Edge and the Viper, Mr. RKO himself, Randy Orton. That was sort of cool, I guess, because, I mean, Fink just passed away, too. But you couldn't have, went to MSG and, filmed this. You had to bring down a little prop that said MSG for the Garden, and then have Fink do the intro. And now Lil Nate giving the official roles This is going to be a great wrestling match, so they say. We'll see. Bell rings, match underway. Moment has arrived, says Tom Phillips. Yeah, give me a break. They lock up middle of the ring. They sort of changed up the entrance ramp as well. Orton in control of Edge early on. They're still locked up. Orton slams Edge down face first into the mat. They're going to lock up again mid-ring. Headlock now on Edge. Orton going to go off the ropes here, it looks like. Yep, off the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Orton off the ropes again, through the legs of Edge. Edge with a takedown, another takedown on Orton. Third takedown, Orton backed off. Maybe that's where Edge hurt his arm, hurt his tricep. Yeah, they're pumping crowd noise like the Atlanta Falcons would. There's definitely not that many people there. Lock up. Headlock on Orton now. This is both Edge's and Orton's first action since their last man standing at WrestleMania. Cover, kick out at 1.
That's easy to say from your commentary position here at ringside. Right now, he's got a huge man trying to absolutely beat him unconscious in that ring fire. And Edge was said it for over 3,000 days. Randy Orton's been competing all the while as Edge was...
I would think Mike Chioda would be the official referee for this match if they didn't release him back middle of April, but they did. Lil Nate now, it seems like he's in his spot. Main event referee. Officiating this greatest wrestling match ever with Edge and Orton. Whenever Edge grabs his tricep, that's when we're gonna know when he injured himself.
Look at the doubt, gentlemen. Randy Orton's season clear as day, and now Edge has to gather himself.
Toying with each other now, walking in circles.
He knows where he has his opponent right now.
Another lock up. Edge has Orton, another headlock in the middle of the ring. Off the ropes. Edge is going to do the same thing Orton just did. Off the ropes. Shoulder tackle. Through the legs. And Edge gets tripped up. Orton trips up Edge. Edge rolled out ringside. That was embarrassing, says Samoa Joe. Six count from Lil Nate to Edge. 7, Edge back in the ring.
It's one of the reasons why Randy Orton asked for this traditional one-on-one wrestling match.
And Joe, just like you said earlier on, this is not like the match that these two had at WrestleMania, which was a last man standing match. This is straight up. It's wrestling. It's skill set in the middle of the ring.
Another headlock. Slow claps from the crowd.
We figure out who's the real king of the jungle.
Orton with a knee to the midsection. Corner to corner. Edge slides out. Orton slides out as well. Edge back in the ring. They're toying with each other back and forth now. Big boot from Edge right to the face of Orton. The Viper is down and out. So Edge on the replay here, rolled out. Orton did as well, rolled back in. Big boot. They're just copying one another, copying each other. Cover on Orton, kick out at 2. I think this is going to be over by about 9:30, as of late, because the pay-per-views have been about 2.5, almost 3 hours. They might go to quarter till 10. I mean, this has been going on for, with the entrances and everything, about 10 minutes, I'd say now. So they'll wrap it up here in a little bit. Off the ropes goes Edge. Clothesline missed. Edge throwing Orton off the ropes. Another slam. Trending #1 in the US once again. Hashtag WWE Backlash. Third time's a charm for that this evening. Be sure to use that hashtag when you share this live reaction stream on social media. Edge and Orton in the main event of Backlash here tonight. I picked Orton because Edge won at Mania. To split it then and then have the rubber at match at SummerSlam. But rumors are, obviously, as mentioned earlier, Edge injured once again. So we'll see what they do.
Working on the fingers. One step at a time for Edge tonight at Backlash. Orton will take joints on Living. His joints on his way. Edge is powering his way out. Slowly but surely, Edge does. And again brings Randy Orton down to the canvas. And Edge going back to that smart headlock. I mean, really looking to get Randy carrying his weight. And so that is the product of the hard work that Edge put in to get himself in shape heading up to the Royal Rumble event. Well, absolutely. And it's absolutely carried over to this match. Hope that he can hold up this pace.
And Edge said he's placed his heart, he's placed his soul into preparing for this matchup here tonight against Randy Orton.
Shining under the ribs, Orton continues to go back to that area, trying to affect the breathing perhaps of Edge in this matchup as the Radar superstar still a modicum of control. And Tom, Orton has been in the ring active for the past 9 years. Edge hasn't. You know, there's no replacement for in-ring experience, being in that ring and get that ring cardio. And right now, I can tell you right now, Edge doesn't have the same ring cardio that Randy Orton does.
Probably right, Joe. That's why we see this. Any part of the body is fair game for Randy Orton.
Now Edge sent to the corner. Look at this. Look at the head scissors here.
Edge reverses that, sends Orton ringside. Edge a little slow to get up. That was a good move. Edge now going to go up top. Orton ringside. Orton on his feet on the ring apron now with the right hand. Another right hand.
who's thinking about high risk, high reward.
Whatever plans Edge had in mind had to be abandoned immediately. From the quick reaction time of Randy Orton, that's Orton.
They're going to go for a... can they reach the announce table from there? It looks like he's going to hit a vertical suplex or a superplex off the top rope ringside. Edge trying to reverse headbutt to Orton. Here comes Orton once again, though. Another headbutt. Orton falls down, back first on the ring apron. Edge on the sitting on the top turnbuckle now. And jumps and takes out Orton, who stood up on the ring apron. Edge now down out. Orton bleeding from his eye. Did he blade? I don't know. But Orton pretty, maybe that's from the headbutt there. But it doesn't look like he did anything, but he's pretty busted up. This is awesome chance, but they're obviously being told to say that. And Edge reverses that. Shoulder first on the ring apron goes Orton. Edge with that sinister look on his face as he recaptured the Jack Nicholson Shining poster. Back at a former Backlash event, a previous Backlash pay-per-view, nonetheless. They have a GoPro set up on the middle turnbuckle and from where the camera's at, the right front, I guess you could say, side. The lower right corner. Well, I don't think they've used that one yet. They used the other one for Edge's entrance. Edge now, Orton in a crossface, middle of the ring. Orton really not bleeding that bad now. Looks like he just has a small cut in between his eyes. Orton taps out, Edge wins. He's going to grab the bottom rope here. Yeah, right foot. Right foot on the bottom rope. Rope break for Orton. Edge has to get rid of that. RKO, no. Edge reverses and Orton completely misses. Another headlock. And Edge actually made Orton go to sleep with that move at Mania, and then with a spear picked up the win. A chop to the chest of Orton. Edge grabbing his throat. After a neck breaker. A lot of history between these two. Edge returned at the Rumble. Eliminated Orton. Set up the match for WrestleMania. Got families involved. Having the rematch tonight. Crowd's chanting something. I can't make it out. But these NXT superstars in the crowd, just not the same as having an actual live crowd. Edge, neck first, back of his head, off the plexiglass. that is set up in between the barricade. And Orton going to town now, just throwing Edge all over the goddamn place. Yeah, Orton back in the ring. Lil Nate had to break the count and back out. That's typical wrestling right there. Edge head first off these steel steps. 5 count now already. 6 count, Orton back in the ring. And he's going to roll back out once again. So count has to be restarted. Two count. Yeah, you might as well take out the announce table. And I am the table. It doesn't break. Orton in full control of Edge. Whispering in his ear. Orton throws him back in the ring. Cover. 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Edge up to this point, it doesn't seem like he's injured his arm, injured his bicep, injured his tricep, for that matter, just yet. Now, who knows? He might not have done that at all. Maybe they're just swerving us all, fooling us, acting as if he did get injured, wanting us to tune in tonight, and then think Edge is going to be out for quite a while until he makes a surprise return. Which I really want to be surprised if that is the case. Edge now stomping on the hand and ankle of Edge. Lil Nate with his gloves on. Where's your mask? Oh, that's right. Nobody wears masks anymore. Or hell, they might not even wear masks from the get-go. Samoa Joe's awesome on commentary. Give me Samoa Joe and Corey Graves on commentary, please. Thank you very much. Edge now in a headlock. Are you going to start singing Simple Man now by Skinner Samoa Joe as Graves sang the new Miz and Morrison song, saying Orton's a simple man, having Edge in a headlock middle of the ring here tonight at Backlash? Edge fighting back. Stomp right to the left foot and some right hands now to the midsection and head area of the Viper. Orton with a reversal though. Neck first for Edge into the middle turnbuckle. Orton a few standing suplexes now. Edge reverses, gets one of his own. Maybe this is where it happens at. 2 apiece on the suplexes with Edge and Orton now. Edge now with the upper hand at 3. Crowd going crazy. Seems like they want Edge to win. So you know what that means. Orton's going to win.
Superstars who are so proud. Edge a Hall of Famer. No doubt Randy Orton, a future Hall of Famer.
Orton just slaps Edge across the chest. Edge reverses with one of his own. Now they're just going to slap each other, it looks like.
Light up each other's chests here. Jordy, Byron, he was thinking what I'm thinking of. Yeah, so those knockdown, drag-out fights that we used to see between Ric Flair and Ricky Stevens.
Now chops back and forth. What is this? A cat fight?
Let's see who's tougher. Ric Flair, he's weighed in on this match. Believes Orton will win.
Orton, Edge, chop after chop after chop, back and forth. And Orton with a drop kick. That was a nice edit. They had the drop kick, and then they panned to Orton just laying down looking at the camera. And Edge was nowhere to be found. Now he's crawling around ringside.
And smartly so. I mean, Edge needs to find a little bit of breathing room here so he gets something going.
Hell, they might even go to 10 o'clock. We might have ourselves a 3-hour pay-per-view tonight. For the first time in quite a while. I think I'd be saying that after all the pay-per-views we've gone through the past few years. Start at 7, don't end until 11, 11:30 midnight. Regardless if they have 4 matches on the card or 10. Orton bleeding a little bit from his right eye once again. Edge holding his head and neck.
Look at the odds bench right now. That's not good. That's not a man who's 100% present in the moment.
Orton going up top. Bringing Edge with him. Maybe now they're going to go for that vertical superplex in the ring instead of ringside.
Randy Orton just throwing his meat hooks down.
Randy Orton saw him try it earlier. Looks like he might be looking for a superplex again here. He's got Edge hooked, and Randy Orton flying Edge off of the top turnbuckle.
And everything he can to power him up.
Orton trying to use his
Orton Edge off the top rope. Vertical superplex. And Edge is like still as can be. And Orton's just smiling. Orton holding his knee. Edge is as stiff as he can get. Cover, 1, 2, kick out at 2.5. Match continues. Edge, like literally after the superplex, in like laying down in midair, I guess you could call it. Like he's just like he's in shock. Like he was so still, moving around a little bit. Obviously, you want to check in on him, you know, after all that, just because of his history of neck injuries.
serious danger.
This is why Randy is dangerous in this situation, because he enjoys it. He revels in the pain.
Another uppercut just radiating pain from the body of Edge.
And the stomp. Just the relentless pressure that Randy Orton keeps pushing and pushing. Now Edge again trying to put
each other in the process. Both Orton and Edge down. Here is another look at this collision. Watch this.
Double crossbody. Both guys down and out. 2 count for Middle and H. They have a count of 10 to get up. However, this isn't last man standing, as it was at WrestleMania. And I swear to God, I'm bugged. As soon as I say something, well, Mo Cole, Tom Phillips, they say the same goddamn thing. And they're both on their feet now. Orton just got elbowed. Edge with a kick as well. And Edge gonna go up top now, it looks like. Here comes Orton.
Doing anything he can to try and slow the ascent of Edge when Edge is going up to the top turnbuckle.
And that uppercut has been absolutely brutal the entire match. Oh, and it's about to get much, much more.
Orton's gonna go for a DDT on Edge. Vintage Orton. Off the top rope. Edge actually reverses DDT of his own on Randy. What'd I say? I swear to God, I'm bugged.
He needs to wake up and make this cover. Just try it, Joe. Just try it.
Edge trying to roll Orton over. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5 by Randy Orton. Edge, you gotta be kidding me. It doesn't seem like Edge has got hurt yet. I don't think all those rumors are true right now, the way things have gone. It doesn't seem like he tore his triceps. Edge with a running knee. Hashtag WWE Backlash once again. Hashtag greatest wrestling match ever as well. Edge off the ropes. Another knee to the face of Orton. Enough with the NXT superstars cheering everybody on. It's so annoying anymore. And get rid of the plexiglass, please. Edge cover. 1, 2. Orton kicks out. Edge now going to go up top. There's the only fan that should be in attendance for Backlash. That fan that was also in attendance at WrestleMania and Money in the Bank. Edge crossbody off the top rope. Cover. 1, 2. Orton kicks out once again. And there's no need to be in that much shock. Like, give me a break. Like, come on. Like, you know better. Like, I get they probably don't know what the outcome is, other than the ref and these 2 guys in the ring, along with one or maybe all the announcers, but like, there's no need for them to. It's just anymore. It's annoying. Orton quick roll up. 1, 2. Kick out. Edge gonna try to get Orton in a crossface. He does just that. Maybe this is where he did it. Edge with the crossface on Randy Orton. Randy is not turning purple, Joe. Kick out at 2 on the quick roll up. He is not turning purple. Orton picks up Edge, slams him down. Orton cover, 1, 2, kick out. Orton's got to win this with a RKO, or Edge has to win this with a spear. Plain and simple. That's the only way this is going to end. And I picked Orton, as mentioned, just because Edge won at Mania. And you split it, you have the rubber match at SummerSlam, but we might not even get that until who knows when. Because rumors are, as mentioned, Edge is injured. So we'll see what happens. But it doesn't even look like he, got hurt during this. Like, that's some things, like, you can't believe everything you read. Like, okay, it happens, but, and it's real, but, like, until then, like, calm the hell down. Power slam by Edge, cover, kick out by Orton.
Thinking from Edge to catch Randy Orton in motion. Take another look at this. Maybe Orton was thinking about going for a drop kick, but Edge got back to him so quickly. Edge was able to counter and nearly put him with a viper.
Yeah, we might go till 10 o'clock now, it looks like. Maybe another 5 minutes. And they'll celebrate or something, I don't know. Let's go Orton, let's go Edge chance. Crowd's getting on my nerves. I don't know why, they just are. And Orton throws Edge over the top rope, ringside. He landed on his feet. So, once again, it doesn't look like he's hurt by any means. He's crawling ringside now. And now Orton's going to go vintage once again. DDT off the middle rope. Vintage Orton and Michael Cole voice for Randy Orton with the DDT on Edge. Edge looks right into the camera and then shuts his eyes. Edge still laying down, Orton trying to get back up. Orton now slithering around like the viper he is. Gonna go for an RKO here, it looks like. No. Edge reverses, throws him into the ropes. Reverses. RKO, no. Edge, 1, 2, kick out by Orton. That was close, Byron Saxton, but you don't need to overreact that much. Calm the hell down. Edge staring down Randy Orton. Edge gonna go for a spear. Edge going for a spear, waiting for Orton to get up. Orton's gonna reverse this into an RKO. Nope. And Orton misses again. Edge reverses. Cover. 1, 2, kick out once again by Orton. This is awesome chance once again as we see a replay. It's alright. It's not the greatest wrestling match ever by far. It's pretty good, decent, you know. Like, you want a damn good, greatest wrestling match ever? Have AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan go at it for a year straight. Just like they did on Friday night for the Intercontinental Championship. AJ's going to carry SmackDown now with that IC title. No doubt about it. Have AJ and Adam Cole. Have Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole. Once again. Have AJ and Kenny Omega, for God's sakes. You know, cross brand with WWE and AEW. Have that for 5 years straight. Have AJ and Shinsuke again. And Orton uses a pedigree, cover 1, 2, and a kick out by Edge. Orton uses a pedigree. Orton taking one out of Triple H's book, using a pedigree on Edge, and Edge kicks out at 2. Edge thinking he just lost a 2. That's still there, buddy. Orton still doesn't use the RKO, and Edge still doesn't use the spear. That's how this is going to end, plain and simple. Fight forever now. Have it end here sometime soon. Even though this is already pre-taped, so it will. It's not like they're still fighting it. It's not like they've fought for a week straight. Rock bottom now from Edge to Orton, cover 1, 2, another kick out at 2.5. Now they're just taking finishers from anybody in the damn business and trying to use them to pick up the win. Incredible, Byron, or awesome, as the crowd's chanting? Or is this the greatest wrestling match ever? No. By far. No. Now he's going to go for the sharpshooter. Jesus. Cover 1, 2, Orton kicks out. Orton with a uppercut. And Edge is down and out, laying on the ring apron. Wasn't as good as Cesaro's. Have Cesaro up against AJ for the Intercontinental Championship too. Like, there's so much potential for a lot of different guys, a lot of different women as well. But if they're not getting booked right, they're not going anywhere. Orton slides back in, rolls up Orton. Kick out. Edge, another roll up. 1, 2, another kick out by Randy Orton. Third time's a charm on the roll up. 1, 2, another kick out. Orton with an RKO. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5 by Edge. Yeah. We know, Byron. We just saw it. Yeah, because that just actually happened. Can we believe this is the greatest wrestling match ever? No. But yeah, we can believe that Edge just kicked out of the RKO because he just did. So RKO, Edge kicks out at 2.5. Match continues. And I believe social media is blowing up about the tag team match that turned into the comedic cinematic type match that they had before this in the co-main event of Backlash tonight with the Street Profits and Viking Raiders from the notifications that I am receiving right now. So, and blowing up in a not so good way. Meaning that, as I did, people not liking it. Because it was totally out of left field, just out of the blue. Like, what the hell was that? Orton gonna go for the punt kick, it looks like. Orton with the punt kick. Edge is gonna turn it into a spear. Yep, spear. Saw that from a mile away. Edge gonna go for a cover now. Edge on his feet again. Doesn't look like he hurt himself. It doesn't look like he's hurt. It doesn't. Edge, another spear to Orton. Cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5 again. And that's the other new thing in wrestling. It's you kick out of everything at 2.5. It's you kick out at everything at 2.5 until you feel like you've gone long enough. 2.5 hours later, that is. And you want to have a damn good match. Because anymore, that's what people say makes a good wrestling match. Well, it doesn't, but it's just how it is. So Orton kicks out of 2 spears. Holy shit chants from the NXT superstars in the crowd.
I can tell you this, now is not the time for doubt.
Wheels gotta be turning for Edge, but what do you do?
I would think they're about ready to go home.
Edge knows what he has to do. He needs to go to that same dark place Randy Orton is willing to go to.
I would think they're about ready to go home. Corner to corner. Edge into the RKO. Orton with the cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2.5 again. Rusev via Twitter. The Sea Monster from Southpaw Wrestling finally made its main roster debut. That was, in fact, the creature that ended the comedic cinematic Raw Tag Team Championship match that we witnessed just beforehand in the co-main event of Backlash tonight, after they jumped off the top of the tractor trailer into the garbage. FTR
You know as well as I do, Byron, the heart may be willing and the mind may be willing, but that body is a very, very different composition.
FTR sharing their opinions as well, along with No Way Jose saying I'm back. Hopefully, to God you're not. Punt kick from Orton, cover 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton with the win against Edge in the greatest wrestling match ever here tonight at WWE Backlash. Boos from the crowd, the 20 people that are in attendance, plus the crowd noise that they pumped in. And Orton victorious against the Rated R superstar Edge. A good match, but not a great match. And by far, definitely not the greatest wrestling match ever. But hey, if that's what they want to say happened, so be it. Sorry for any technical difficulties this evening. Once again, I don't know what the deal is with that. Orton now talking to Edge in the ring. It doesn't look like he got injured during the match. He might have been injured beforehand, coming off the Mania match, but we'll see. They might be fooling us all, and I think they are. I don't think there's no tricep injury there. But if he gets surgery and he's going to be out, they make it official. Okay, that's different. But Orton with the win. Music playing. Celebrating the win. Arm in the air. So they're going to get Orton over as a heel now. Orton against the face. Or a heel Orton against a face McIntyre for the WWE title. Yeah, give it to me. Hell yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, it was a good match. As we see some replays, some highlights. Vertical suplex. Couple DDTs. A few spears. RKOs. Had a punt kick. Orton returning the punt kick this evening against Edge. 1, 2, 3, picking up the win. And they actually stole other wrestling moves as well from other superstars. But I saw recently too, I forget, and that's going to bug me now, who stated this, so don't quote me on it, but no one superstar company owns professional wrestling as it is, or professional wrestling moves. So, the punt kick for the win. It's up and good. Cover 1, 2, 3. Orton with the win over Edge tonight in the main event of Backlash. Orton standing tall. Is the Legend Killer back? If that's the case, who the hell are they going to have him go up against next? There's no really older legends up there with, or above Orton for that matter anymore. Orton's in that category now. I mean, they could still say he's the Legend Killer. He could use the punt kick every once in a while. But Orton with the win. He's got that venom in his veins. And now they're going to bring a stretcher out for Edge. Make it look as real as possible. And instead of Orton hearing those voices in his head tonight, Edge is going to be hearing them after the loss at Backlash against the Viper. Once again in the main event of WWE's billing greatest wrestling match ever, Edge, Randy Orton, the Viper victorious. Edge resisting medical attention, does not want on the stretcher. He wants to get up on his own 2 feet and walk out on his own, which I don't blame him at all. As Orton is back atop the entrance, looking on. What's next for Orton? What's next for Edge? If Edge is injured and out for quite a while, okay, he's done. What's next for Orton now? And we get a buffer. We get a buffer with a few seconds left, it seems like. So I don't know what the hell the deal is with that. But Orton and McIntyre for the WWE title, I wouldn't mind that. Orton Rollins as it catches up with itself and buffers again. Orton Rollins again. I wouldn't mind, but Rollins is up with Mysterio. I mean, they're using Ray to put Seth over. Use Orton to get McIntyre over. Even Brock if they bring him back. I'm trying to think who else is on Raw. Owens is going to be with Apollo Crews. And now it goes back to the home screen of the WWE Network. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I want to watch. What the hell? The pay-per-view wasn't even over, for God's sakes. Now the WWE Network's acting up. Like, what the hell? This is the first time I've had trouble with that, too. Like, when it buffers, okay, it buffers, and then it's fine. But, maybe if I get out of it here and get back into it. And maybe if I start the last ride up, because that's coming up next, rewind it a little bit, because it's going to be live, to catch the tail end then of Backlash. I don't know if anything big's going to happen. I would think closing credits and that's that. But it just, the point of, you know, the buffer and the back to the home screen. So yeah, watch live. I already watched Chapter 4, Part 4 of the Undertaker Last Ride earlier today. More so about the Goldberg Saudi Arabia match from last year.
Time for me
Okay.
to kind of catch up.
So we'll take this back a few seconds as we are at the start now of the last ride, hashtag last ride, with the Phenom, the Dead Man, the Undertaker, Mark Calloway himself. Yeah, this WWE Network all glitchy now. Don't know why. Okay, we'll go back a little bit more. Didn't think it was that long in, or that far into the documentary, but I guess so. I mean, it's really no big deal. It's just the end of the show. And then, like I said, they'll have the closing credits as Edge was resisting a medical attention. But like, it just started buffering, and like, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything there before they close it out. Before we'll get the purple and yellow Extreme Rules next month. And now I can't even rewind it and hit play. Like, that's how, yeah. Oops, sorry, something went wrong. Please try again. Yep. Yeah, we'll try to do this once more, and then that'll be that. I ain't really worried about it. It's not that big a deal. Okay, now we're back to live, where we were with Orton looking on from the top of the entrance. Edge now back on his feet. So, Edge, Orton, it was good, but by far was not the greatest wrestling match ever. Orton with the win. We'll see what the future holds for both. Along with The Undertaker. Last Ride, Chapter 4 coming up next on the WWE Network. No title changes. All the champs retained, with Asuka, Bayley and Sasha Banks, Drew McIntyre, along with Braun Strowman and Apollo Crews, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus, along with Orton and Edge. Sheamus with the win, Orton with the win. And that will do it for WWE Backlash. I'll check once more. If I missed anything, oh yeah, we did have the comedic cinematic match as well, which was totally out of the blue. I don't get that whatsoever, but it is what it is. It was part of the show, and Street Profits are still your Raw Tag Team Champions as well, so still, no title changes. Asuka over Nia Jax, Bayley and Sasha Banks over Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, and the Iconics, Apollo Crews over Andrade, Sheamus over Jeff Hardy, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre defeated Miz and Morrison and Bobby Lashley to retain the Universal and WWE Championships, and then Randy Orton defeating Edge in the greatest wrestling match ever in the main event of Backlash. They're now tied at 1 apiece. Rubber match potentially at SummerSlam if Edge is good to go. AJ Styles is your new Intercontinental Champion as well. We'll get Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio tomorrow night on Raw, potentially an Extreme Rules match, I'm thinking, at Extreme Rules on officially now July the 19th with a newly designed logo, a purple and yellow theme now for Extreme Rules. In the meantime, though, we will in fact have AEW All Elite Wrestling Fyter Fest on July the 1st and 8th. Be sure to keep an eye out for my predictions on the 2020 edition of AEW Fyter Fest and WWE Extreme Rules next month. Thank you for tuning in and watching my live reactions play-by-play of WWE Backlash. Once again, like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Share on social media. I'll see everybody for AEW Fyter Fest and WWE Extreme Rules. Randy Orton, your winner over Edge in WWE's billing of the greatest wrestling match ever tonight at WWE Backlash.